Appreciate you coming on the show tonight, there, buddy.
What's up, dude? Audio just came in for me, so
yeah.
Thank you for whatever you said.
Yeah, I know. I have a hard. Yeah, there he is. I have a horrible problem of forgetting to turn my mic on when I'm speaking. So for the last 30 seconds, I was just talking into nothing. Happened on Monday when I did my stream. Whiskey and Cannoli podcast, episode 11. We made it to 11 episodes. Filipino meatball.
Tim, turn your gain down.
You turn your gain down. Gain.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you.
Jesus. Okay, so we have a good fun one today. We're going to talk about, is college a scam? Is it necessary for the future generations? I think I got two good guests on here. Whiskey Banger's not here right now because his house apparently is in the dark. He does not have night vision currently, so he can't see.
Wait, he doesn't have nods?
He doesn't have nods. His power's completely out on one side of his house. He's got electricians there. Hey, we got a lot of people.
Do you have nods?
I don't have them, but somebody in this chat has nods.
Wait,
hold on. Can we figure out
we both have nods?
Is this the position we're gonna have? Is this the position? Is this stovepipe? Are you okay being in the top right? We got screwed up.
Yeah, I'm fine with being. I'm fine with being.
You okay with being bottom, Filipino meatball?
I prefer the bottom.
Yeah, we know.
Especially with stovepipe.
We got a lot of people in the chat. We got the usual people. Greg, my parents listening. I got my boy Frankie from back east. How you doing, everybody, tonight? We got a good one here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off with everybody who's listening on the show in the chat. Raise your hand if you have a college degree. I can't see your tiny little nubby hands, Tim. Did you raise your hand? Okay. So whoever's in the chat, put in the comments if you have a college degree or not, because this is one of the things. So,
what are you drinking, Stovepipe?
This is a mix of gin and Diet Pepsi.
Gin and Diet Pepsi.
See, this is why Stovepipe and I get along. I have a mixture of gin and Diet 7-Up.
There you go, boy. Minimum calories.
Yep, that's exactly what I
have mango bubbly.
Dude, I've had the mango one. Fire. That's a solid 8.5 out of 10.
It's good stuff. I got Diana raising her hand. First of all, can I give a shout out to Abomination AJ? My boy here did an amazing job finally creating my avatar for the Cannoli Sasquatch and Whiskey Banger and Cannoli Sasquatch podcast. You did amazing, Abomination AJ. I shouted you out on Twitter, on Facebook. Awesome artist, extremely talented. Anybody needs artwork done for any project, please follow him on YouTube at Abomination AJ and at Twitter at Abomination AJ. The guy's super talented. I love him. Thank you. All right, so we got Greg in the chat with no college degree. Diana has her hand raised. Obviously, I don't. My wife doesn't. My parents didn't. So let me ask you this. Let's just start off from the top. Both of you guys. Is college a scam? Is it overrated? Is it necessary? Go.
That's a very complicated question.
That's why I asked it.
It's so for the most part, I don't even think I want to leave with that. I think there's a lot of necessity for college when you're looking at certain things, typically things like STEM. But when it comes to something like I know of somebody who has a fashion degree, and it's not working out very well for them.
Right.
So in that sense, yeah, I think those are scams for sure.
Those are scams, yeah. Filipino Meatball, what about you, man? I know you have a degree. So let me ask you this. Did your degree benefit you in any way in your current position in your job, or has it benefited you at all in your 30 plus years of life in this planet?
So I went to college straight out of high school and left. Like it wasn't for me. You go to college and you're like, I'm going to figure out what I want to do in life. I had no idea. I thought I wanted to do law and get into the legal field. And no, I didn't want to. I found out what a lawyer does, and I was like, nope, pass. Not doing that. Not interested. Right? My very first legal class in college, they had the professor was an attorney, right? And he goes, raise your hand if you got into the legal field because you want to argue cases in front of the Supreme Court and make a difference in the world. And so everyone puts their hands in the air, and he goes, you're in the wrong college. You need to go to Harvard. You need to graduate in the top 10% of Harvard to do that. If you're not, you're at the wrong school. You're going to be a DA. Be okay with that. If you're not okay with that, go change your major. The next class I came back to, that place was half empty, and it was the truth. I have a friend that went all the way through the program, 3 years as a assistant district attorney, and now he does real estate. Like it just the fallout rate of it is ridiculous.
Right.
I say all that to say I didn't know what I wanted to do when I went to college originally.
Yeah.
So like they didn't really guide you anywhere. And this is back in like the early 2000s, right? To like 2010ish. Like I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I dropped out, went back into the working field, got a lot of experience. And then luckily for me, one of the places I worked at before now, like had tuition and reimbursement. So like I could go to school on my own time. And then the degree that I have now opened up doors to what I do now. Because I could not do what I do now without it. But if you ask me, is college a scam? Yes, 100% it is a scam. Unless you know what you want to do and you need that piece of paper to do it. If you want to be a doctor, you have to.
Yeah, I was going to say doctor, lawyer.
You can't not be a doctor
without a degree. Yeah.
If you want to own your own business like Stovepipe does, like he doesn't need a degree for that, right? Like he just is good enough at himself and trained himself to be able to do that. So
that's debatable.
For certain things, I will say doctors, lawyers, engineers, whatever that you need that piece of paper.
Scientists, some sort of science specialist in some field.
Right.
Sure.
But at the same time, like I have a friend who's a research scientist, right? Has a master's degree in chemical whatever, right? And I'm like, is it worth it? And he goes, no, because 5 years after I got out of college, my shit's dated. Like I have to keep going back to get like the next thing up to keep myself relevant in the job field. If not, then like the kid coming out of college 2 years ago with zero experience has more, credentials than I do.
That's a good point. So I guess it is for specified fields. It does make sense. So let's look at it this way. So Stovepipe, you were going to be an engineer at some point, right? That was your career goal. Obviously deviated way off course there, but not way off course. But I remember recently we talked and you said that you did have people that you knew that were still paying off college debts from when they were going when you went maybe. So let's look at it this way. You look back now, did you make the right decision by not going to college or finishing?
I got lucky. I got very lucky. There's a lot of what I did was very intentional, but at the same time, I didn't intend to land where I was.
That's a good point.
So I did sort of stumble a lot, but ultimately I got lucky. But luck is where I'm suddenly drawing a blank on the phrase, but it's when preparation meets. Do you guys know what that is?
Preparation meets opportunity.
Preparation meets opportunity, exactly. So at the time, I had everything prepared, and the opportunity presented itself.
You would have known that if you got into college.
Stupid.
If I had not been prepared for the offer that was made to me, then it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think entrepreneurship is blowing up right now. I think a lot of younger people, especially during COVID, realize that. Well, let's face it. This medium right here changed a lot of things, right? The whole YouTube streaming,
freedom of information.
Yeah, just having access to anything. There was an instance today where I was at work and I needed a question for an answer instead of asking.
You needed a question for an answer?
I needed an answer for. See, this is why I needed school. I needed an answer to a question. You son of a bitch! I'm shooting myself in the foot here. I needed an answer to something, and instead of asking anybody else, it literally took me less than 5 seconds to go online, look up the answer, and get a determination and answer. And I use it for work, and I got the right outcome, and the client was pleased. So. Yeah, there's the thing. And again, it's hard because you got even people saying in the chat, Greg here in the chat said his dad had a 6th grade education level, but was a great investor and had a head for business and was successful. You hear a lot of those stories. Now, I'm not saying that's for everyone or everybody can pull that off, but I'm looking at a pros and cons list here. And, there's always the higher wage salaries you can get with the college degree. That's one of the pros, right? Is that necessarily true, though? Or does job experience, can they go as far as having a specific degree? Or is it depend on what the degree is in?
I mean, I'll tell you from my family's experience, right? Like, so my dad, high school graduate, 20 years in the military, right? My mom, a college graduate, 20 years in the military, but was enlisted for 16 years and was an officer for 4 years.
Right.
When they both got out, my dad started his own business. My mom went and worked for the post office. To this day, my dad made way more money than my mom did. Never had a degree while he was working. Yeah. He did get a degree later on just to be a dick to the government and use up his GI Bill just to do it, right? But that's exactly what he told me.
And just to justify, there's nothing wrong with working for the post office because you do make a decent salary and your benefits are incredible.
That's what my plus. If you think my mom told me this when she retired. So when she joined the military, she was a little bit later. So she already had her degree. She was like 23 when she enlisted, right? She spent 20 years in the military and she spent 12 years in the post office. That's all federal service. So when she retired, she had 30 plus years of federal pension. So like my mom makes ridiculous money retired because of all of that. So she played the system so well. And if you ask her, did you need that communications degree from that third world country university you went to, she would tell you, hell no.
Well,
didn't use it once.
I remember the story, Stovepipe could attribute to this, with the story of when I was working in the main office, about our post office guy. That was our regular guy. I would talk to him daily when I was there. The guy busted his ass. I mean, he worked 6 days a week, but he was retiring in his 50s.
He's still
with full retired. Benefits. Huh?
He's still not retired.
He's still working.
He's still delivering our freaking mail.
Well, maybe. I don't know, but I mean,
I don't know what's with that dude, but
yeah, I mean,
sorry to kill your example.
God damn it, I'm just striking out left and right.
Nah, I think he's just doing it for cash. I know I've got somebody in my universe that is doing the same thing, where they could retire today,
they don't want to, right.
and they won't for a variety of different reasons. There's something that I am not picking up on quite yet, of why somebody who gets to the retirement age doesn't want to. And I think what that is keeping your brain active, having a purpose, doing something. My sister tells me all the time, she works in the medical field with folks who need a lot of physical therapy, and they tend to be a lot of older folks. And there's a lot of people that have like just recently retired, and it's because they have nothing else to live for. They've worked all of their life. That's what they get out of bed for. And now that's done.
Yeah.
So they just kill over and die.
I mean, look at my mom. My mom she retired at 54 and she's now in her mid 60s. And she told me recently, like, she's going back to work. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, oh, I'm going to like be at a car dealership and I'm going to be like a greeter and do all this stuff. And I was like, why? And she goes, because I'm bored out of my mind sitting at home. There's only so many times you can go to the grocery store, so many times you can do whatever. She's like, I'm going to work 15, 20 hours a week. I didn't even care what they were going to pay me. They didn't even have to look at my resume. There's like,
do something. Yeah.
Right. She's just like, she comes over to my house. I work from home. She comes over to my house and she's like cleaning my like downstairs. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm bored.
Timmy. I need more bleach, Timmy.
That's exactly what she's like. She's like, can you order some bleach on Amazon and have that delivered? Just let me know.
I agree. I remember my parents retired. My dad first, obviously, then my mom not long after. And luckily, my dad always tried to keep himself busy. Well, the thing would help them is when my daughter...
Is Lokami 2A, is that Andrew? I might have to see it. I might know who that is. I might have to message
Lokami 2A is he's a badass. That's all I know.
Lokami GameSphere.
Get her VR, virtual reality. No kidding. You know what? My dad tried virtual reality for the first time at 72, and he loved it. So that might be a Christmas gift. Wink, wink. My parents retired. My dad and mom, when they both retired, that was one of their worries. But luckily for us, we had my daughter. My daughter needed care. So instead of, we thank God, because they took care of her every day. And then even to this day, they still help out, taking her to school and stuff. So I think for that helped them out a lot. Again, yes, you're right. The cognitive skills, you need to keep your brain fresh. There's only so many crossword puzzles you can do. So you got to have a reason to get up in the morning. And that's why you do see so many people, retired people, depressed. And they have no path, right? And so I'm not even opposed to myself or doing something. So
I'm just going to say this right now. Y'all can fuck off. I will retire tomorrow if you gave me the cash.
If you gave me the money, I'd find stuff to do.
I would find shit to do. Are you kidding me? I don't want to work bro. I walk down the street and look at a public bus and be like, I don't want to work the rest of my life. Just step out in front of this bitch and just take it. Just eat one public bus to the shoulder. Settlement. You're done for life. You're done for life.
It's over. Well, there has been I was doing some research today. There has been a continuous enrollment decline in colleges. Now that could be because of costs. People can't take out loans for it, or they're just like Tim was saying, can't figure out what they want to do. Some people can't maintain it. And again, the long-term effects of student debt. Let's get into the student debt thing. That's a big.
Think about the guys that are like, you say, like the ones that didn't want to do it. Like, what about those kids that are 16 years old making $100,000 a month reselling sneakers online? Like,
that's what I mean.
What do you need a college degree for?
Yeah.
Right? Like, the same
if you want to go to college, you could get rich and then go back. Like, even athletes do that, right? And some movie stars, they get to a point where they're financially stable, their careers are set, and they go back and get their degrees because, number one, they can't afford it. And then at that point, you kind of know what you want to do, maybe.
Right.
So you're a grown adult, you're more mature. Yeah, and employers are paying more than ever right now. It's true. I mean, what was the thing in California I heard on a podcast the other day? Get this, Stovepipe, you're going to love this. If you have a company that has 50 or more chains in the one state, you have to pay $22 an hour as your starting salary, as your minimum wage. So again, if you're now, I know California, the cost of living is extremely high, right? So say though you're an 18, 19-year-old kid, you're making $22 an hour. Maybe you have a girlfriend, a spouse that's making the similar amount. Okay. It's not awful. So what do you think of that? What do you think about the minimum wage cost for people, just workers, not even going to college now? You're In-N-Out Burger, they're paying $18 an hour. I mean, we know this, Stovepipe, with what people need to get paid right now. How does that affect everything?
Well, number one, the government can fuck off. Don't tell me.
Goes the stream, goddammit.
Don't tell me how to run my business. Number one.
Thank God I love Stovepipe.
Number two, I think as an employer, you have a moral and ethical right to provide your employees with a living wage. And that's going to be dependent on your area. For the government to tell me that's $22 an hour here, fuck off.
Yeah. Right?
I'll determine that on my own, and then I'll be competitive against other people. The current employment market right now is so difficult to deal with. I personally feel like I offer a little bit better than something like what Wendy's or like Walmart would offer, but
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'm paying my entry level guys $20 an hour, and I know that some of those places are also paying their employees $20 an hour. I don't know how much future you have at something like that. I don't know how much future you have with me, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's getting more and more difficult to keep up on that. But I don't know what the government's telling me. But then again, it's like 50 chains. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
You have to anticipate a lot of.
Well, you gotta take so people that buy into like a McDonald's franchise, right? Say that you own 2 McDonald's franchises. You're part of the 50 because it's McDonald's. You just happen to own 2 stores. You have to pay $23 an hour. The article that I saw about it was, I don't know if you guys follow his YouTube channel, but Sam the Cooking Guy, he has Sam's Burgers in San Diego. It's his one store that he has, right?
Yep.
And he goes, my one store, if I hire a hostess, I start you at $20 an hour and you split tips. Now I can't get anyone to be a hostess because of this bill, they can go over McDonald's and make 23.
Yeah.
And if it's like he can't attract the people that would come to a small family run restaurant because he has to pay what McDonald's is paying, and he's like, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're hurting the small individual one shop places.
Yeah, the mom and pop places are getting squeezed out even more. But the problem is with the wages going up, everybody forgets this. Yeah, it's fine that you're making $22 an hour, but then the customers, all the cost is getting passed on to the customer. I mean,
you can't tell me that this doesn't drive inflation. Everyone wants to say that it doesn't drive inflation. We all just want to be happy for somebody making $20 an hour. If everyone makes $20 an hour, nobody makes $20 an hour.
Bitch, I'm sorry. I'm close enough to $20 an hour where Burger Flipper, my jackass, does not deserve the same pay that I get, or close enough to it.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not a respectable thing to do. If you do your job, you do it to your best capability, put in your best effort. And for some folks, that's all they can do. There's somebody in my universe who is mentally handicapped in such a way that it is a good day for them to get out of bed. So that's fine for that person to do. But like I said, you can't just give out free money or make free money mandatory or a salary mandatory and expect for that to actually change in the market. There's I'll wait for a better time to fit this in, but I think there's some really solid points or things you have to hit in order to get ahead in life. And waiting for the government to tell you or to tell your employer that you have to make $20 an hour isn't it.
All I'm going to say is when the fuck has the government ever done anything to help the people when they got involved? I will wait for the one to, because you know what? Oh, healthcare. Go look at the VA. Go look at the VA. Like, they got involved in this education stuff. Education went through the roof on price.
The post office is run like shit. Anything government run. Look at the private sector with UPS and FedEx running circles around.
Oh yeah,
a government funded, basically unlimited fucking amounts of money, government funded industry, and it sucks. I mean, constant issues. So, and here's the other thing, and I like this one. A college degree is not a golden ticket to your dream. I like that statement because people, I think, get this. I don't want to. Are people brainwashed into this ideal? Like, yeah, as soon as you're done with high school, go. This is what you want to do. Is it guaranteeing you success in life? Or does that just depend on what your major is going to be, what you're going for, what you're striving for in college? Or is there really any guarantees? No guarantees in life. So is getting that piece of paper at the end of your 4 years, 8 years, guaranteeing you're going to be happy?
I want you two right here. Imagine you're 19 years old again, 18, 19 years old again, and you tell me that you're mature enough to know exactly what the fuck you want to do the rest of your life. Bitch, no. I didn't care. I was just trying to chase females around, trying to be like, oh my God, Sports Authority's paying $13 an hour. Bitch, sign me up. What can I work? 80 hours a week? Perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you're so young and dumb, and you don't have any kind of like cognizance to the real world, and yet they still allow you to vote. Oh my!
Never mind the debt that you get. If you don't have the money saved for college, or your family doesn't, you're going into major debt in your late teens all the way through your 20s. So is it better? Is it better to do the?
Do you know how much my wife owes?
I can imagine. She's oh my God. And that's the problem.
She finished her engineering degree in 3 years, right? She then went back and got a 1-year master's degree in education. And then I paid out of my own paid cash for her second master's degree in administration, right?
Jesus.
She has made payments from the beginning of her student loans, right? We've paid over 80 grand into it. She still owes 24,000. And I'm like, bitch, you didn't get 100 grand worth of fucking shit from ASU. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to, you have to think about it as buying something. You're going to buy a college degree. That college degree should pay you 3 times what that college degree is worth, 3 times that per year. If you pay $30,000 for your college degree, you should make $90,000 a year.
I heard someone say that before.
Is appears to be the correct ratio.
The correct ratio.
If you pay more than that, you're overpaying and you're screwing yourself. And there's a point where your living expenses, your typical living expenses in a month for just your average person today is about $2,000 a month. Any dollar you make above that can go towards other things, like paying down your debt. If you can't get above that $2,000, you don't have money to put towards your debt, and you're crippled for the rest of your life. You have to wait however many years. If it's Papa Joe paying off your $10,000 in student loans, or the government saying, "Okay, we'll wipe it off if you do this for your special service, your public service," or if you went private, you're just absolutely fucked. Like it's not a good way to start life, and I think it's grossly irresponsible that we federally subsidize or federally insure loans to 18-year-old kids who have absolutely zero credit history, absolutely no way of proving how they're going to perform in life at all.
Look, whatever his name is, I know his real name. Whatever, Lakami. He nailed it. He nails it right on the head. Like, why would kids work? Why would college students work at McDonald's where they can pull that shit straight from the student loan? And then if they do work, they demand $25 an hour because that's how much the government's paying them.
You hear it over and over and over again. I want to buy the college experience, not my college degree. You see it in the movies. You see it in television. You see what college is like. It's all hot girls. It's parties. It's this and that. And
little known fact, they all look like me.
You pay a premium. You're going to pay a premium for that. And that may be a great time in your life. I'll tell you, it was a great time in my life. I chose my college explicitly for the recruitment party that I had. No other reason. It turned out to be one of the most expensive colleges in the fucking country.
Are you going to tell us what college this is?
Drexel University.
Oh,
big money here. Big. Oh, there you go. We got the things up in
my swim awards. It was apparently backwards on my thing.
I remember when he would tell me about how good he was at swimming, and I was like, "Look, I'm really good at floating." Is that basically the same?
Yeah, he's got a point. You're starting these kids are starting off their life.
Were you on scholarship? Okay.
Yeah, they pay me $35,000 a year, and the college was like $40,000 or something like that a year.
Okay, because I was on scholarship for mine. Lokami in the comments was on scholarship for his, and we all I don't know if you, but we all came out with money that we still owed.
I did. Yeah, I came out with $3,000 of student loan debt. It was like, I didn't even fucking sign up for this.
Wait a minute, what happened here?
I came out and they're like, "You owe $15,000," and I was like, "What? I was on scholarship." And they're like, "You think the cafeteria is free?" And I was like, "Yeah, I thought that was part of the scholarship." No, my mom was like, "Oh, this is nonsense. Paid it off immediately." It's like, that's stupid.
Well, that's the thing.
That was one of the things that kept me out from going back to college. Was that the payments on that $3,000 was like $120 a month or something like that. And I knew if I was to go back to school and spend $30,000, if I had spent $3,000 and I was paying $120 a month on that, and I'm going to go for $30,000, I have to pay 10 times that $120,000. And at the time, I was making $15 an hour. And I knew at the time all of my friends weren't getting jobs. So it's like, at some point, I'm going to have to pay $1,000 a month plus my rent, making $15 an hour. I have to bridge that gap till I can find a job. There's no way that's going to freaking happen.
No.
So, no, I didn't go. I didn't go back. Well, I did a little bit. You were the inspiration for my second college degree, Tim.
Oh, God. This can't be good. This can't be good.
No, it wasn't good.
I was like, "Oh God, this can't be good anyway."
I went back for business administration.
Okay.
To community college.
That's a great degree to have.
and I took a handful of things away from it. A lot of there was a legal class I took that was really valuable, and there was a.
Did it explain to you not to steal shit from the post office?
Yeah, it's a federal crime, Craig.
It's a felony, my friend.
I learned why that stupid wet floor sign was really important.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I went out and Tim used to work with Greg and I. Remember how JE had that cone with the wet floor thing taped on it? Bro, that thing's $20 at Office Max. Just go fucking buy one. $20.
Save yourself liability.
Yeah, like let's get a compliant sign instead of a cone on the floor.
I remember that cone.
I took a statistics class, and that statistics class is something I use all the freaking time. Now I only had to learn what each thing meant initially, and now I just have an Excel sheet that does it all automatically for me.
Yeah, we know.
Right.
the magic Excel sheet, Mr. Numbers over here.
Those two classes were like the most important classes. I'm sure there was something else, but I
just don't
question:
remember.
Did you go to those classes on a yellow Ninja?
No, I sold that. I sold that before I went back.
Okay, I was very interested in that yellow Ninja. I remember when he was on. He decided that for business purposes he needed a motorcycle. Right?
It was a great business decision,
right? And then he comes to me because I had motorcycles in the past. He's like, "What do you think of this?" And I was like, "You should totally get that. That's perfect." He walks out of the room. I look at Greg. I'm like, "This dumb motherfucker's really gonna buy it."
I remember that.
Vespa.
I remember when he got the Ninja. Ninja was great. It was funny. I remember that day though when he came in with the about the sign for the wet floor thing. He was like, "You got to put this out there. We got to have it look like this." And he put it right out front, and it was hilarious. Then I didn't know why, and then he told me why because he took the class and figured out. Oh my god, those were good times. But yeah, you're right. That cone with the tape, the duct tape, and the
tape cone.
Tape cone. Yeah. Lokami 2A's here got a online schools 90% cheaper. Go online and go to the mill on your own time. Speaking of that, online school registration is skyrocketed, obviously, especially during COVID, right? And even coming out of that.
There's a couple places that figured it out. Like if you go to the state university online, it's expensive. It's just as expensive if you walked on campus, but this time there's not cheerleaders that look like me on campus. They're just like, you don't get that experience. But like there are certain... I mean, I'm telling you, my hits don't lie. We have a video that proves it.
We're going to show that video later.
But, like, there are a handful of schools. Remember back in the day, University of Phoenix, everyone used to make fun of their degrees? You know what they are? The same thing as one from, Cal State Fullerton. It's the same weight on it. Get you in the same doors. But, like, the ones that like Southern New Hampshire University, like, that's not a real campus, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that or not. It's an office building. But they're completely online, and it's actually affordable. Like, Villanova University in Pennsylvania, online, available, like, actually affordable. The one that I go to now working on my master's degree, like, that one is available online, 100% online.
And NAU is only $6,000 a year online.
Yeah, NAU has figured their stuff out here.
The more important comment there is better show the video.
Well, this is what happens when you this is what happens when you try to get an education. This is what you turn out. I mean, what's better than that, right? What's better than that? That's what happens when you try to get a college education and work for a big corporation.
They wouldn't let me on the pole, so I had to do it on the street corner. But $20 is $20, and I figured it out. Right?
I think it's the color shirt that really gets me. It's beautiful.
It's
Tim,
because it's twins.
You do one of those an hour. Now you're making minimum wage.
See, you don't need a college. Start an OnlyFans and make that be your intro, and you're set for life.
Just so you know, every single Wednesday I wear that exact same shirt because of Mean Girls. We wear pink on Wednesdays.
Yeah. That scares me that you work for a corporation that actually does that. Like, this is a massive play. I can't fucking deal with you right now. But that's going to be played. Oh, that's going to be played every week. It might be played 4 times during the podcast.
You guys should ask who took that video. He is actually in the chat. So
is this who Lokami 2A? Is this who
it is? He took that video.
Well,
we worked
welcome
together.
to the show. Welcome to the show, buddy. He only person I say so. He got his business admin at NAU. Okay, that's interesting. Should be part of the opening. Should we make that part of the opening intro for the show now? I gotta do some editing this weekend. Do the Timothy song. What's the Timothy song? Tim, what's the Timothy song?
I have no idea.
Oh, do it with the Timothy song.
Is there a Timothy song? I know there's sound to that that makes it better. There's sound to that video.
Yeah. Did it not play with the sound?
I didn't hear the sound.
You didn't hear the sound?
It's very distinctive.
Well, fucking hold on here a second.
We don't need to replay it again, though.
I heard there was sound. There was sound.
There was sound?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, not, Stovepipes like, please, not again. My eyes.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yes, there is. I'll get the name. Okay, give me the name, Lokami. I want to know this so I can add that in.
Oh my god, I know what he's talking about. No, we're not playing that song. I don't believe in enemy.
Give me the song. Listen,
I don't believe in enemy. I think it's just for pedophiles like Lokami out there. Nope, we're not. No.
Oh, here's another thing. So if you're, let's say you come from a low income family and you want to go to college, are you screwed? Are you just shit out of luck? You can't pay a loan.
Now you can. That is giving out money
to
everybody, right?
Yeah, because now
before it was never based when I was going to college, like it was never based on your income. That was like the FAFSA stuff that you'd get based off your parents' stuff, right? But like you would still get scholarships and stuff based off of your academics, your extracurricular and stuff like that. You applied for grants and stuff like that. But like now, if you're under a certain number, state schools are giving you free education. Come on in because you get that federal money.
True. Diana's saying the government paid for her poor ass to go to. Yeah, you know what's funny? When I was in community, when I started in community college, I tried to get some assistance, and they said no, your parents make too much. But other people scammed their way through that and lied about what their parents made, and they said they actually got full assistant ride, and they didn't even use the money on the school. They were going out buying movies and DVDs and CDs and shit with the money. I'm like, what? So, okay.
Stovepipe try to mess with the government with his money.
Thanks, Lokami. Lokami 2A gave me the name.
Are low-income people screwed? So I'm going to directly contradict one of the points that I made earlier.
Yeah.
If the United States is a technology and intellectual-based economy. We're not a resource-based economy, and we're not a manufacturing-based economy. Like China is a manufacturing-based, transitioning to an intellectual-based economy. Places like Africa are going to transition away from resources to a manufacturing. But the United States, being a intellectual and education-based economy, you kind of need to have an education in order to get a job that is going to pay you
some kind of living
salary. If that's the way that you're going to go, then those sorts of tools need to be available to you. The answer to that question is way harder than what I can solve.
Yeah. Jamie's in the chat saying, yeah, I remember when she got denied because I remember that was a long time ago, though. When we both got denied because they said our parents made too much. And then either way, I think Tim might be right, though. It's a little different now.
I do have an idea, and someone pitched this to me as a way to drive people to relevant degrees, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want a degree, right? There's back in my day, I'm old now. You went to the military, right? Like you can get free school through the military. Mm-hmm. You were either 6'5" and could dunk a basketball, which I do both, right?
Wow, what are those kitty basketball hoops?
Maybe. But like think about this. We have a teacher shortage, right? Mm-hmm. So why not make a deal to where if you get a degree in education and do 5 years, 3 years out of school at a public school, your education's for free. You bounce half, change it from education to liberal art study, right?
Arts.
You pay for your student loans. You decide that you're not a teacher after 1 year and go start a podcast, right? Like you pay for your degree. So like I think that's a really good way. That the military does the same way, right? Do your service and go get your degree. Well, let's do it in the reverse because you need that degree in order to do your service.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty of opportunity for low income people to get there. I like, for example, if you have a scholarship that's worth $1,000, you have 10 of them out there, and you spend 10 hours trying to get one of those scholarships, and you get one, you've made $100 an hour. Like,
Yeah.
There's opportunity out there. It's just it's going to take a bit of work to get there.
Sure.
I'm going to fall on the side that we shouldn't subsidize or make the opportunity for something like that just so
You could, yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Cannoli Sasquatch couldn't back me up on this. We had people at the job that we worked at together that were machinists, had degrees to be machinists. We're getting paid as the same as the guy that had a degree from Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, right? That
Yeah,
were
I
making
remember.
less money than a guy that had no formal degree, happened to go have a friend that was a welder and decided to learn how to weld and was really, really good at it, was making $80 an hour welding. Like
Right.
all three people worked at the same place with
Right.
varying degrees of education, all making about the same that we were making.
Same many. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, God, it's such a narrow avenue to go down because there's so many different varying opinions on this. Here's one of the things. Here's a bottom line here, which I love this point as a con. Is everybody made to go to college? Should everybody go to college? I mean, that's the thing. That's the dream they take. Remember, Stovepipe and I had this conversation a few days ago, or maybe last week, about how a generation of people were kind of maybe lied to or coaxed into doing this when it wasn't maybe necessary. So should everybody go to college? I don't think everybody's meant to go to college, obviously, or honestly. I don't think some people just are not put your head down into a book, freaking learn that way. I know people that are more visual. That's where trades come in, maybe, or some different avenue, or again, entrepreneurship. You try different things out until something sticks. What do you think about that?
I think college isn't necessarily or required to really get ahead in life. I think college can also inhibit you in life. I think there are four key points that you should hit in order to get to be above average as far as income goes. Number one, I think you're never going to get ahead in life if you work less than 40 hours a week. You have to work more than 40 hours a week at some point in your life. Number two, you need to be out of debt. You should not have any consumer debt. Having a mortgage is fine, but that should be something that you try to eliminate as quickly as you possibly can. Number three,
did we just get a bald Dave Ramsey on the show? What the fuck?
You're getting one. You're getting one a little bit. Stop trading your time for money. Every second of every moment counts, and you're never getting that back. Time has an inherent value to it, and if you waste it by doing something else, it doesn't have to be making money, but it should be doing something for you in some way. You should learn how to make money while you're not physically present at your job or doing whatever you're doing.
Right.
As something I heard somebody said, learn how to make money while you sleep. And then number four is you have to have a direction. You can work as hard as you possibly can. You can do everything. I just got a notification on my phone that one of my guys just left the office. I moved him to salary because he says he wasn't capable of doing the job based on the hourly rates that I had told him he should be there for. Told him I don't want to pay for him to be after there, but if he wants to spend his time after, that's fine. He just left 2.5 hours late. No direction.
It sounds like he's a trash employee.
He's not a trash employee.
I'm kidding.
But
I'm kidding.
you have to have a way that you're going. Pick something. Pick a goal. Pick some reason why you get out of bed in the morning to go work for whatever it is that is. And I think if you follow those rules, you work more than 40 hours a week at some point in your life, not the rest of your life, but at some point you need to work more than 40 hours a week with direction, stay out of debt, and stop trading your time for money.
Talk to me about what you mean. What can you be in debt for? What you should not be in debt for?
Any consumer debt. I would say a mortgage to me feels okay because there's something physically there that you can trade that mortgage back for. But a car goes down in value. If you go into debt for your college degree, that has next to no value, although I understand how that could be difficult to do at such a young age with college being so expensive.
True.
You need to be damn sure you have a plan how to get rid of that debt after you get out of college. But if something I did that was incredibly stupid, but appears to have been working out for me, was I got a business loan. I hear a whole lot about how people don't make it with business loans. And I tell Greg every day, or not every day, but a few times a month.
No, I'd say every day.
Every day about my fucking loan. But the things that kill businesses are taxes, cash flow, and drawing a blank on the last one. Greg, I'm counting on you for this one, buddy.
I'm trying to remember.
It's taxes, cash flow.
It's taxes, cash flow, and felonies for stealing shit from the post office.
Sure, we'll go with that.
If the owner of the company's in jail, I can't do shit for you.
Yeah, if you don't have the cash to pay your debt when the bill comes, you're done. It doesn't matter that you make $500,000 a year. If you don't have that $2,000 for that payment at that time, it's coming a week later because your cash flow sucks, your business sucks. It's done.
Let's put it this way: a Stovepipe was bald before, but when he got the business loan till now, it's been how many years? 5 years?
Going on 4.
4 years.
I'm actually above the loan at this point. I'm above the loan. I can hit that button anytime I want to. Wait to have a better emergency fund.
Yeah.
Okay, that's smart. And there you go. See, there's a plus and a minus, I guess. But again, would you have been happy as an engineer if that was what you would have went for? Say if you finished the degree and you got out, you're doing the engineering job, would you have been happier there or what you're doing now? With your long-term goals, yeah.
It's a really good question. I'm at a time in my life right now where I'm really enjoying keeping my brain active. And I've been doing a lot of woodworking doing that. And I think that ties into the engineering a little bit.
Right.
Of needing to come up with some sort of design and tight tolerances and being a little bit, of a perfectionist with making sure this cut is right or making sure this piece fits correctly or figuring out the design that comes in that finishes in such a way that you can clamp it easier versus having a bunch of shit that, it'll fit together, but you have any way to actually make it work. So,
why am I not surprised he likes to play with wood and then run through his head?
Bro, you understand that I'll be sitting here on the weekends and get like 50 Snapchats in a row, and he'll be like, "What do you think?" And there's like this long form one after another. What do you think of this? But you know what? It makes sense, and I've been to his house and I've seen it, and my brain doesn't work that way. But it's nice to know people that this is that whole point of how. What I always tell my kid, it's like if you're gonna know people who are better than you in other things and smarter and lift you up. I can't lift him up because he's too short, but I think you get the point.
I want the Simba treatment. Someone full out.
Well, no, yeah. Well, they're making a Mustafa prequel. Circle up, Filipino meatballs. But that's my point. Like, I can go to Stovepipe and talk to him about numbers, finance stuff, whatever, woodwork, like whatever. His fucking brain works in a way that I just don't comprehend. Numbers. It's all he talks about, which is I understand. I get it. Like working with him, working, but I tell you what, I've learned a lot I've learned. Don't quit your day job. Thanks, Kimmy. I appreciate it. I do understand more now, though, about. I don't know if I could run a business, to be honest with you.
But I don't think anyone is forklift certified in here.
No,
I just saw that comment.
Is anybody forklift? Yeah, but hold on a second.
Oh, that's funny.
Can you forklift this? This is going to be the greatest video. I'm going to get a compilation of just Tim videos. But no, I mean, yeah, I've learned a lot. I don't know if I can run a business. I always come home and tell Jamie, I was like, I don't know if I can do it, but I've learned a lot. And that's, there's times where I have to do things when he's gone, and it's fucking, I handle it. It's not easy, but I understand the pros of owning your own business, though. Because when the loan is paid off, when things do progress, sky's the limit at that point, right? We can grow the company in any direction you want to. You have extra cash to freaking throw it, whatever, more employees, maybe, hopefully.
Your risk is substantially lower without
much
the loan.
lower. Much
because
lower.
You don't have to worry about that cash flow not coming in. All you have to worry about is making sure you get your employees paid, number one, and then all of your other regular bills and whatnot. But not having to worry about that loan that can take absolutely everything away.
That's a big thing.
The day after you don't pay the bill, that's the worst. It's the worst feeling.
Yeah, I do agree there. Here's one that I love. I saw this as a con about going to college. College doesn't prepare you sufficiently for real life.
Hell no, it doesn't.
So is going to college for 4 years, 8 years, really going to prepare you for you're getting enough knowledge about the real world in college. So when you do come out, there's people who come out completely lost. They don't know what to do, can't handle it. So
Hi, everyone. I was lost.
Somebody who goes into the workforce right after high school, they can't figure out what they want to do, but they bust their ass. They move up in a company because they show up, do their job. But they've been dealing with real life in that time where somebody's going to college and coming out. So is there a benefit to that?
Look, I'll take it from the corporate side. Like, I work in corporate America, right? It was a learning curve in corporate America to learn how to play the politics of that. And like, I was the guy that was like, Stovepipe said earlier, you got to work more than 40 hours a week. Bro, I was the one that was signing up for the overtime, right? I was like, sweat equity is going to matter, right? This is really going to do things. I'm working 55, 60 hours a week. They're going to value me. Hell no, they didn't.
Right.
No, like, I didn't realize it was more about networking and who you know than what you know or what you produce, right? You still had to be able to produce, but the relationships that you had with people mattered way more than that. Like what I learned, the first place I went into for corporate America, like I went in there and I worked my ass off and I got burnt out and I just wanted to leave, right? And then I left, but I made really good relationships with people there. And since then, the people that I like from there, I've worked at 2 other jobs with them.
That does help.
In corporate America. And we're like climbing that corporate ladder together, just happened to be at a more stable place now than it was before. But like no one tells you that. There's not a book in college that tells you like, yo, work your 40 hours, your 50 hours, whatever you need to do.
Network.
Spend the time networking. Don't just put your head down and like think that because your stack of stuff at the end of the day is higher than the person next to you, they're going to hire you over the person next to you.
It doesn't matter. I remember so everybody knows I've worked with Tim at a few jobs now, or Filipino people. So I used to work with Stovepipe. This is a small history before he owned the company. So I liked my job. I didn't love my job because it was different then. It was a different owner, different policies. I saw a ceiling, a big, heavy ceiling landed on top of me where I'm not going anywhere. So I had an opportunity to go work with this lovely meatball man at another place, which I thought was going to be a better opportunity. We all thought it was going to be a better opportunity.
I thought it was going to be a better opportunity.
Right.
It was wait, what? Did you really?
I applied there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I remember
that guy.
I was a part of that hiring.
Don't get along, man.
A lot of people were getting recruited there from my. So anyway, I mean, I left. I was burned out of the kind of work I was doing at the time, but it was different. So I went to work with Meatball. It was okay for a while, and I remember not long after,
Bro, we drank the Kool-Aid hard.
we drank the Kool-Aid. But Stovepipe calls me. What was it? Maybe 6 months? Not even 6 months. It was like 3 months after I left. A few months. It was a short period of time, I think, right? Where you called me and said, "Hey, guess what? What do you think about coming back to this type of work?" And I was like, I've only been here this amount of time. I want to see how it works. It was closer to my house. But here's the point. Eventually, where Phil Meatball and I worked, it turned out to be a fucking nightmare. Like a literal nightmare, managed terribly, run terribly. Not a massive corporation. It was a decent,
the freaking margins they had, though.
The margins were ridiculous, but it was run like shit. I mean, from top down, it's garbage. And we started to see the handwriting on the wall. And Whiskey Banger used to work with us, and he was the first to go. Not necessarily by choice, but you know, he has his
in
reasons.
Spectacular fashion.
Spectacular, amazing fashion. And then I came to a realization. Stovepipe was very persistent, and I found out why at a certain point. It's because the people he had hired to fill my shoes weren't up to snuff. And that's not a pat me on the back. I just was good at the job. I came to work. I busted my ass.
Pause. You guys need to pat him on the back because he's a rock star at what he does. Don't let that slide. He's a rock star.
I appreciate that, Meatball. But no, I mean the main driving point from Stovepipe was, again, networking, right? Just having a reputation. If I was a shitty employee before when I worked with Stovepipe, he wasn't bringing me back because he would have known my reputation was shit. I'm not going to trust this guy.
I don't want to interrupt you or nothing, but there are other employees too that have worked with us that I haven't asked to come back.
True.
There's
other
not talking about you, Tim.
I know.
Hawaii boy.
I understand those reasons.
I was gonna ask you about that because I saw him the other day.
Not gonna lie, it's come across my mind, but no,
that's not what I mean. I'm not just saying because, but I mean, I know there are other reasons why those others weren't asked back, but in the end. When I did come back, I was doing the work that one person couldn't do in 2 days. I was doing it in hours. Like, it was a vast thing. But you're right, having that reputation of, hey, I know if I get Greg back, he's gonna work hard for me. And different policies were put in place to make my job from doing something that would take 15, 20 minutes down to 5. So my productivity went way up and now it's easy. There are times where I want to hang myself. That has nothing to do with the job. It's just, that's any job. You're going to like parts of it. You're going to hate parts of it. But I will say, and not to kiss the bald man's ass, I like working for him because he is not selfish. Again, good management. He's not selfish. He pays a good wage, and he will not just say, hey, you're doing a great job, but he'll show you, there's bonuses, there's other things. Yeah, and he actually means it. And I know with future wealth, he'll do he'll do what he has to do to take care of his employees. So that's motivating for me. But again, I come to work, like he said, working 40 hours, sometimes more. This is just part of the job. He knows he's going to get that effort from me. Even now, we have a new project going. He knows I'm going to be there every day to do this project. He relies on me even when he's home cursing himself. It's like why he started it in the first place. But Tim and Meatball's right. Networking, knowing people, especially in the corporate world, it's much more important. But that reputation does follow you. So I got the better. Yeah.
Not to cut off your story, but to interject in that story. When we all decided we were leaving, there was a point where we were at Caps eating wings and drinking beer, and we're like, we're all leaving. All of us leave. Everyone at this table is going to leave. There was more than us 3, but we had all decided that it was time to go, right? Cannoli was like, well, I have this connection with someone who keeps calling me, and we're like, well, who is it? And he's like, oh, it's Stovepipe. And we're like, okay, we know him. He's a good person. We totally support that move to you. You should 100% make that move, right? When Whiskey Banger left, he was employed 3 days later and had to tell the new employer, I would like a little bit of time just to do nothing. Because he networked with somebody that got him that face-to-face, right?
Yeah.
When I left, I had a job in like less than 24 hours, but I was like, let's just push this start date off a couple of weeks because I don't want to do nothing, right? So like it all came back to that networking, and I got my job because I knew somebody that vouched for me. That when I put my application in, didn't say no.
Yep.
Stovepipe tried to come over and commandeer the place. We should have let him. We should have let him.
You should
We
have
should
let
let him
him
come
do
and
it.
just left him there. Fucking man, can you imagine him and Sven just going
He
out?
would
I
have
would.
shot him. I think Stovepipe would have did good in that job actually, because he's.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Who the fuck is uncomfortable attempting with guns being on site? Are you fucking insane? Are you insane?
Just remember, the general manager was a prohibited possessor, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's for a whole nother show,
bro.
No,
okay. Sorry, I didn't
there's a
mean
lot
to say
of stories.
that
No.
particular company's name out in the world.
The problem was we drank the Kool-Aid. Now the thing is, I got lucky because Stovepipe, literally right at the point where I was ready to contact him, he contacted me like a day after we had made that decision to leave.
I swear to God, we were at Caps. It was a Monday night football game, and we were watching. 2 days later, he's like, "I'm out, bro. I'm out. I'm having dinner with Stovepipe. It's going down. I'm out." And then we were over here like, "Just leave. Don't even give the 2 weeks. Just leave, bro. You're never coming back. Burn that.
Everybody was
bridge.
Like, everybody was like,
I had no idea that was in the bag. I made you. We got a whole meal and everything. I was trying to court the shit out of you at the time. I realized that was already done.
We told Cannoli, I'm like, you better order the fucking steak. You better order the top shelf liquor.
But no,
bro,
but if you remember,
you better make him come pick you up.
You remember Stovepipe? It was a totally different tune. I was like, yeah, I'm ready now. And it wasn't like, oh, this is my out. We talked, we had a lunch, right? We brought my family with me and we went over all the details, and I was like, yeah, let's go. And I'm not gonna lie, coming back was a little strange for the first day or so. Caps is it's like a sports bar.
It's delicious.
Great food. But
it
was a good decision. I needed the time to get away from that business mentally, and the policies and procedures were terrible. He makes it a lot easier because he thinks ahead. He got the company back into this fucking century with technology that helps run the business.
Wait,
so it made things easier.
You don't have green screens anymore? Get the hell out of here.
Green screens.
Bro, everyone's got 3 monitors.
Oh,
3 monitors.
Yeah, 2 working monitors and 1 monitor to watch whatever.
One just from watching YouTube on the side, off to the side.
Yeah. MLB Network for Gregory during the season.
Actually,
seriously. So let's see here. Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot that could be. There's a lot of things you could say, but I do agree. I think that being out in the real world, that's the best education you're gonna get. That's why people.
I think when you can, college can be important in a way that, like, if you're doing some sort of degree that requires or if you're going to do some job that requires college, then in that case, college is going to give you all the tools. Mm-hmm. But until you actually know the nuances of those tools and how to implement them and what to actually do and how they work and how they integrate with each other, I think you're going to have a hard time just coming right out of college and going and being a seasoned. There's a big difference between somebody out of college and a seasoned employee, right? My girlfriend was over here a couple weeks ago, and we were doing a woodworking project together.
Aww.
And
when are we gonna
come on over, boy?
Girlfriend? When are we gonna?
Oh, she is my girlfriend now. As I did ask her a couple weeks ago. It's official.
Good.
We were doing a woodworking project.
How much did you pay her?
He does own his own business. Hey, he owns his own business and lives on a lake. I think he's okay. He's a good Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, we were working on a table saw, and it's like, you know how to use a table saw.
That's what they call it these days. The table saw.
Poor Stovepipe.
Go ahead.
You just push the board through the table saw, right? There's really not much more to it than that. There's a couple safety things that you avoid, but you push the board through the freaking table saw. But to actually get the boards to fit right, you have to know, like, okay, if you have to tap the fence in such a way so that the tolerances meet. And you don't just cut 3 inches because your 3 inches isn't actually 3 inches. It's 3.0164529.
Why am I taking this all sexually? And 3 inches is plenty enough.
I I'm very excited. I got the whole day tomorrow to go woodworking, so I'm very excited about it.
I'm
You're
sure
probably hear a lot about it because it's very on my mind right now.
Let me ask this: when you do woodwork, do you wear protection?
Oh fuck yeah!
Is it latex or do you go the lambskin?
It's chain
I'm all cloth, boy.
Okay. No, I've seen. You know what? He's got an awesome. Listen, he's got an awesome. This whole setup is fucking amazing with the woodwork stuff. He takes me in there and he showed me this machine does this and this blows dust out your ass, and I'm like, this is fucking incredible, and it's awesome. And he does it in a way he's very organized, and I fucking just lost, but it's still fascinating and something I wish I can learn to do. So speaking of that, then you're talking about doing your work. Okay, so then the alternatives, trade schools, stuff like that. I'm looking at some of these numbers here. Look at this. Radiation therapists make $80,000 a year. It's a pretty good salary. Computer programmers, you don't need a college degree to do that now. There's things you could do. 79,000. Dental hygienists, 72. Registered nurses. Now I know registered nurses have their own schools, and there is some debt you have to go into, but it's not college debt. Telecom installer. What the hell is a telecom installer?
Oh, get ready to pull some cables, my friend.
53 grand a year.
Okay,
So, I mean, electricians, plumbers, carpenters, and mechanics. These are all good. So what do you think about this? To being in a trade, there's a need for it, but there's nothing wrong with doing a trade, right?
No, not at all. Like, I have a very good friend of mine that I play softball with that he's like 26, but he does HVAC, right?
Yeah.
That dude makes stupid money.
Yeah. He works his ass off, I bet.
Oh, yeah. And he's like, nobody wants to be in an attic in July in Phoenix, but like when he's making the money that he's making, like he works from 5 o'clock in the morning till, I don't know, 1 o'clock, chills the rest of the day, makes more money than me working, 10-hour, 12-hour days, stuff like that. So like, I mean, you got to know what you're doing. The big one for me for trade schools was I had a friend in high school who was not very book smart, but very driven and street smart. And he wanted to be a botanist, but he didn't have the grades to get into community college, much less regular college, right?
Right.
And so he was really into chemistry, really into botany and all that stuff like that. Do you know what he did? He went and got a chemical degree or chemical certification so that he can work on a truck that like he wasn't even the driver of the truck. He was the guy that helped transport chemicals around with it. When he was 20 years old, he saved up his money from doing that, started his own pest control company because he knew all of the stuff from the chemistry interest that he had and stuff like that.
That's really smart.
He now has like 20 franchises underneath him, and he makes ridiculous money. He's our age, and that dude's just like 15 years of doing it because he had an interest in botany and chemistry.
He just put it together and then
He did like, it's funny. Every time I'm driving around or something like that, I'll hear an ad on the radio from his company, and I'll be like, dude, that dude barely graduated high school.
That's my point. Like,
and he was like, okay, I'm going to go to this, whatever it was. It was a trade school, though, that he had to go to get his chemical certification.
Right.
And he went there for like 9 months to get it.
That's what I mean.
Makes more than all of us combined.
I was going to say, and then what I noticed, a lot of people who have ever come into my house to fix something, electric, plumbing, they always tell me the same thing, that they're learning the business and eventually want their own business, right? They're getting the hands-on experience and retaining it. Like even Kimmy here. It's just funny. Her son's a ramp agent at the airport, and you work a shit ton of overtime. $900 a week is not bad money. Like, that's solid money. And again, let's go back to Stovepipe's point about what he was saying before about not getting into debt and consumer debt. If you can make a living wage no matter what you're doing, and you're smart with your money, then you could really be successful. And then your future is set. You're going to be successful in your future. You won't have to work as hard down the road. Yeah, I mean, even my wife's brother, he's an asshole, but he's a fucking stupid book smart, not book smart at all. Created his own business, makes tiny houses. He's a fucking millionaire now.
Do you remember Lori from from the business? Yep. Her husband is the guy that drives the cart at the airport with the baggage on the back.
Yeah.
Never graduated high school. Makes more money Like make 6 figures a year driving a freaking cart because he started working there when he was 17.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, getting that experience is great. So do you feel that people who do have college degrees, or is it, let me ask you this, the people who have what they consider high-end degrees, do they look down on people who don't or are in trades? Like, you're below me because I have this degree in such from this prestigious university and you're just a plumber. Is that a real thing, or is that just some shit you see in the movies?
The younger you are, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The younger you are, the more you care about status.
Right.
And some people, like, I think there's a lot of levels in life. Some people never get over that level naturally, but
sure.
I think if you can get over that, you're leveling up.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's even a university thing where I remember reading a story about during the pandemic where, was it Harvard or Yale? One of those schools were like, no, if you're going to go online, you're still going to pay the same, amount for going here.
It's
and there.
Harvard.
Harvard, yeah. And they were like, oh, well, we're Harvard. Like, we can do. It's like, yeah, I get it, but
it's branding.
Yeah, 100%. You see, you have a Harvard degree, you're set for life, right?
Learn the same shit. You know what I mean? But if you have a degree from Harvard, it's a well-known school.
Right.
You could maybe put that on a resume, and that might look more impressive than somebody. It's the same shit as somebody else might learn.
Are you kidding me? If someone said that they have a degree from Harvard Business School versus someone that has a degree from NAU's business program, there's a difference, right? Like where? But I mean, like on the resume, on the resume,
on the resume, there's
what are they going to learn? No, bro, you could get all that information by watching YouTube videos.
That's true.
I would be more inclined to hire the guy that isn't because it'd be cheaper, right?
Right. But if you're that name firm that like, oh, we're fancy, right? We need the guy with the fancy title and thing. They're going to hire somebody from Harvard, not the guy from Podunk University.
Sounds like a dog shit place to work.
Podunk University. That's a new one. Polk High University. Here's an interesting stat. College tuition costs have increased 1,375% since 1978. It's another reason why people don't.
Demand how cheap the money is, how easy it is to get in, how it's artificial demand.
Do you remember when it was an accomplishment to get accepted to college?
Oh, it was everybody's dream, right? They'd be running around fucking.
You're sitting there with the envelope and like, oh, please say accepted, please say accepted, right? You know what I mean?
What?
Now you go to any college and they're like, hold on, tap your card on this. Oh, it's good. You're good. Let's go. What classes do you want? Gender studies? Perfect. Get on up in here.
So what's the biggest scam about college? Is it not just the cost, but the colleges themselves? It's a business, right?
The biggest scam is they told me I would be the life of the party, and I was not the life of the party. In fact, I couldn't see over the fence to the life of that party. I don't know how you can not be the life of the party because you light up my life. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a lot. It's the books. Books are a fucking scam. So
they're like any other corporation. They just know that they're in it for the.
I mean, like I took a religious class and a music class. Yeah, I took a religious class. Took a religion class. I took it's like I learned little tidbits about some religions that I like better than others. But a religious class. I took a music class, which I freaking cheated on.
Wait, how do you cheat on a music class?
You can cheat. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. It was like, who sung this song? Okay, let me just pull up. It's not SoundCloud. Soundhound. It was Soundhound at the time, and it just tell me what it was, and it was all online. Who fucking cares? But like, I paid for that class. I paid to learn how to use Soundhound. It's just stupid. That was a scam. That was, I don't know, $300-400.
I'll tell you, the worst decision I ever made was I was in my junior year, and they're like, you need art credits. Like, you just never took art credits. You need to take some art credits. Right. And so I was like, well, give me a list of what my options are. And don't say goddamn pottery, because I will throw that chunk of clay across the goddamn room, right? And so they gave me a list, and I was like, yo, you know how I'd be really attractive to the ladies? take massage therapy, and take culinary, right? And then you realize you're the only guy in there in a classroom full of chicks, right? And what do they immediately think?
That guy's the best culinary student I've ever seen. Look at him. He knows how to eat everything.
This guy can make Filipino meatballs better than anybody.
They're like, oh, that guy's gay. Now it makes sense why he wants to be on the bottom of the triangle.
Did you just assume somebody's sexual orientation?
Bro,
his own sexual orientation.
I thought I was gonna be a player and had the pick of the litter. No. Oh, do you want to be my gay best friend? Well, one, I'm not gay, and two.
Well, hold on. Are you sure you're not gay?
I can't.
I mean, I know what you mean though, but yeah, that is pretty funny though. But I can see where people would assume that. Yes, that is hilarious though. I wouldn't think you're gay. I think you're maybe retarded, but not gay. That's normal for you.
I mean, I did learn how to make some food though.
Dude smells like jizz localities. On the job experience is sometimes more important. It's a better option. Yeah. Well, let me ask. Think about if you can hire. Well, then let me ask you this: if you're a employer looking to hire an employee, and you get a person who comes out of, say, a 25-year-old guy comes in, resume comes in, a ton of work experience, good long-standing work record at his businesses, at his previous company, stays there a while, great work history, kind of fits the description, or you get just a fresh kid who's coming out of school who has a degree from maybe, say, a good college, right?
Screw that kid.
So who are you hiring?
Soapop's gonna hire the cheapest option. Probably gonna kidnap some immigrant to just cross the border, and they're like, you do this. Rub the hand on the machine.
Now,
I think the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life is hire an employee.
Tell me about it.
It's so challenging. I've had so many people. I've had really good people come in. I've had really bad people come in. I've had mediocre people come in, and you have to for what I hire, for what I offer, you have to really make this determination based off a resume and about a 5-minute interview. Right? Some of these guys that are buying people you're buying time for $100,000 a year or something like that. There's a multi-level interview. You're doing tests. Some of these people are doing day-long work at a location. I see it all the time posted.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not in that market, so I don't really know. I'm not in the trenches. But it makes sense why employers are doing it that way.
I don't understand what you're talking about. When I was working with you guys, I was hiring people. We were hiring.
Yeah,
people.
I know. There's a warm body off the street.
Dude, look, warm body. You good? You got gas in that car? Let's go. You give side eye to good old Cannoli over here. You're hired. I legitimately hired 2 people there strictly because Cannoli told me one of them would look like she was down for anything, right? And I was like, screw it, hire her, right? And her mom. And then the other one was because the other guy was military and said he would do anything. And I was like, Cannoli, you got to break him. Let's see how far he'll drive.
For the
Poor
future
Hector.
prosecuting
But he
attorney,
didn't break him.
The future prosecuting attorney. This is well before I own the business. I know nothing about this.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
No idea. No idea.
This is way before Stovepipe took over the business. Way before.
He didn't know what was going on. He just came and be like,
It's never worked for me.
Why did you hire this chick and her mom? And I was like, just wait. And then she comes in the office and Greg's looking, and I was like, Greg, she's up there. She's look out.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have children listening to this. Goddamn, what are you doing to me? I don't know what you're talking about. I never did that. Sorry. Yeah, those were fun times. But you're right. It is hard in interviewing people to determine whether or not they're going to be beneficial to your own company. That's hard, man.
Being a big reason why having a good-looking resume is important, because a lot of people will make it or break it just right off the resume, and you can almost have the job just based off of your resume.
Look, Tommy, you hear that? That's why we fixed your resume.
He said he got it because he wouldn't let anybody else talk in the group interview.
So true story. So this is a true story. Lokami and I worked at a place. We both left there right around the same time to go to a different place. And we were at this place and we're like, now we want to bounce. So I got the job that I have now, right? And then the other person that we were working with got a job at the place that we work now, right? And then so he's sitting there by himself and we're like, you have got to get your ass over here. So we fixed his resume, interview prepped him, and then goes into the interview process. And I was like, how was he? He goes, I just didn't let anyone talk. They were all idiots. I just talked over everybody, answered all the questions. I was like, I swear to God, you better have got hired. He got the offer like a week later. We're like, Jesus. We spent so much time prepping him, and he's like, I got this. I'm just going to talk over him.
I got you. What do you say? I call home at night. My boys are going crazy. Oh, talking about Kate. My wife is currently at a football game. My daughter tells me like last minute there's a football game for her high school tonight. So apparently I have to go to one of these games. So my wife's listening to the show during a high school. It's dedication. There's support right there. She doesn't know what the hell we're saying because she's deaf because there's kids screaming everywhere, but it's support. For context, they interview 3 people at the same time. I remember I used to work at that company a long time ago, but it was the same style of interview. And it was so stressful.
3 people would come in for an interview at the same time.
Could you imagine?
I'm lucky if I can get one person to show up for their interview that I schedule them for.
Could you I got a question, Stovepipe. You put an ad out, you get someone to respond, you schedule an interview.
Yeah.
Do you expect them to wear a tie?
No.
Not for our company.
You really don't?
No. Not to work for us. No.
Would it be weird if they came in a tie? Like, I can't think of an interview that I would not wear a tie at.
Well, when you're coming to work,
consider that in my future interviews.
Well, we
might be a good indicator now. Let me write it down.
Let's have our interviews.
Ties. Wear a tie.
Maybe when the future of the company, the front space is a little different, and when there's not 87,000 boxes in the main office and shit everywhere, it'll be more. It'll be. Could you imagine you and I interviewing 3 people at the same time, rapid fire? I wouldn't even know what to ask. Hey, are you a shitbag? No, cool. You got it.
Hold on, I would be like, can you define shitbag, please? Can you use it in a sentence? Like, can I get the origin?
One guy was laying down on his head in a suit, in a suite or suit. I think he meant to say suit, right? He was laying down on his head.
Laying down in his bed. In a suit.
Oh my
God.
Okay. I read that wrong. Okay. Wow. Yeah. It's a little different for us. I want to say we're laid back, but it's a difference. A small company, not a corporation. Any corporate job, sure, you're probably going to show up in either a suit or some nice shirt and stuff like that.
Bullshit. I showed up for my interview in shirt and tie and a vest, right? Like I wasn't going to wear the jacket because I actually did my interview while on the job. Like I went to lunch, right? But like I went into that interview and it was the same thing. It was a panel interview. There were 4 of us, and I was the only one that was wearing a collar. All of us were wearing T-shirts. One of them was in a wife beater, and I was like, "Bro, what the fuck are you doing?"
A wife beater?
It was. I will say it was a WebEx interview, right? So like it was virtual, but like dudes wearing like a wife beater, and then every answer he had was like, well, I mean, like I work at AutoZone.
Sounds like our employees.
Continue working at AutoZone.
Yeah. Get in the zone. Can you sing the song to me? Get in the zone. It's true. I think for us it's different. I think maybe in the future going forward now, at any point, if we do try to, if he wants to expand, it'd be a little different. I mean, even me getting involved in the interviews going forward probably is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Especially with possible, managing things in the future. So it makes sense. I
will get a degree in that. In interviewing.
In interviewing? Can I just take classes? Can I just
watch that is worth it. I would pay a lot of money for that degree. I'm going back to school tomorrow. Sign me up.
Wait. Can't we just watch a YouTube video on this shit?
Isn't that pretty much what college is now?
Seriously.
YouTube video?
Yeah. Online learning.
That's what I mean. Like, aren't there like things I could just go, hey, how do you interview somebody and Google 15 minutes? Are you a shitbag?
That's the first question. I was
gonna say, I'm like, I feel like that should be Greg's first question of his first interview.
No,
Yeah.
we came up with a funny thing for we're gonna have a manual at some point, and our training manual, and the first line is put the gun down. you're not and away from your head. 'Cause might not like what you're doing. No, it's if you go, what is Kimmy saying? If you go to lunch interview, taste your food before you salt it. If you put salt or pepper on it right away, they assume you are set in your ways and just figure out you are right.
What?
Wow, that's some deep
Who has
psychology.
No, I have a question. Who has lunch interviews? I'm more interested in the lunch interview thing. No one's buying me lunch for interviews.
I like Lakami's. Take all the applicants out, take them all out that night, and see who shows up the next day. Let's go partying. Whoever comes back from the hangover. Oh my God, this is funny.
Oh my! You should tell them what we used to do at the place we all worked at. That I did with Tanner first.
Oh.
On day 90. On day 90.
There was a unique thing about that company after I left Stovepipe and before I came back. They had a unique way of hiring people, and it was funny. These little projects you had to come up with and presentations, and it was fucking crazy. I dressed up as Mario, and my wife was Luigi, and we did a presentation with Mario and Luigi cupcakes. I was jumping around going, "Hey, it's a Mario!"
I'm so glad I wasn't hired there.
No,
So
we should do that for our company now.
So what we did was what happened was, so I was the first one hired there, and then we had gotten Whiskey Banger hired there, right? And at day 90, they made the decision of, are you staying or are you going, right? Like they would like legitimately day 91, you're either full-time employee, part of the family deal, or you're gone. Here's your final check, and they kick you $2,000, like whatever, right? And have a nice day. No hard feelings. And Whiskey Bangers 90 days was coming up, and we always had a team meeting on Fridays. And on like Tuesday of that week, we got an order of like, imagine 3 encyclopedias stacked on top of each other of parts books for the machine shop. Screws, nuts, bolts, anything that you could ever want was in that book, right? So I made a joke to Whiskey Banger and walked over to his workstation. I put it down and be like, hey, just so you know, your assignment's here. You got to have a presentation due by Friday. Didn't buy it, right? Because if you talk to me for more than 5 minutes, you know half the things I say is BS anyway. So didn't think anything of it. We had a coworker by the name of Amanda. I just looped her into it, and she walks over, and she's all like, Tanner, I can't wait for your great presentation, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't buying it, right? We got the GM involved. GM does the same thing on like a Wednesday. He's not buying it, right? The owner of this company comes in maybe once a month. He comes in on Thursday afternoon before our Friday team meeting, right? And he comes up to the front office, and I'm trying to discuss this with the 2 people I had looped in at this time, trying to mess with Whiskey Banger. And he's like, oh, I'll do it. So the owner of the company walks right over to Whiskey Banger's workstation, smacks that book, and goes, I want you to know I'm coming in tomorrow just to hear your presentation on this. Don't let it down. Did we ever tell you about Mark? And he goes, no. And he goes, exactly, because he didn't do a good presentation. No one talks about Mark. And walks away. So, like, we're sitting there seeing what he's doing in the back. Quitting time comes. Whiskey Banger's pissed off because he doesn't have ink for his printer. He doesn't know how he's going to make this presentation come in.
Dude,
He spent all night, didn't sleep, comes in, and does this entire presentation of how to look up a nut and bolt in this parts magazine for 30 minutes. And at the end of it, the owner's all like, like we're freaking him out. And then he's like, Tim, just go and tell him. I was like, I just made this whole thing up, and this is all bullshit. And he was so goddamn mad.
It was so pissed off.
It became a tradition. So then when Cannoli did it, right? He dressed up like Mario and Luigi. His wife came. They brought treats, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I should feel bad for this, but I don't. Not in the least bit. And then when Jamie found out, oh my God, I thought she was gonna kick my ass. I was legitimately about ready to run because she thought he was gonna get fired. Was gonna get fired.
It was literally like overnight. I came home and said, we got to make cupcakes. We got to do this right. I'm not losing my job. And it was fucking hilarious. I mean, I had bought hats from Amazon, overnighted, fucking Mario.
Bro, I remember just sitting there. I'm sitting there eating like I don't know if it was a cupcake or a cookie. And I'm just like, she's gonna punch me when she finds out. She's gonna literally punch me when she finds out.
The only difference I will say is I got warning, so I knew it was coming. I just didn't know. And then in the meantime, like in that meantime, Stovepipe's calling me, "Hey, come back, please, come back." And I'm like, "God damn it!" It was fun, but yeah, I mean, these are the little things.
But what ended up happening is they ruined it because they stopped letting it be fun and made it more of like, "Oh, we're just gonna be a dick about it." Yeah, it became horrible.
Yeah. So I think also, I don't know how you guys feel about this, and I'm not going to get into this long-winded thing about just colleges in general, but I read this stat today about how a lot of parents, and this is not just one political side or not, people think colleges are getting political because of the professors, what they're teaching. Do you think that's true? You know, a lot of parents are keeping their kids away from colleges because they're like, I don't want them indoctrinated this young because they're coming out of a 4-year degree with these weird ideals. Or is that just kind of made up political talking point bullshit? Do you think that's real? Because the stat was like 20% of parents now are like, no, I'm not sending my kid I'm not spending $100,000 for my kid to come out with any specific political thinking either way, right or left. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
So you think it's definitely true?
I think Kami, yes, people that are far leaning right are holding people back from it. But I just because I'm married to who I'm married, who's far leaning left, like her entire family's the other way around. Like they're pushing their kids hard to go to college because they're left leaning and they want their kids to be left leaning, right? So, I mean, I can see the argument for both sides, but I will definitely say the left is definitely pushing their kids because they just want to continue those ideals.
So if you're the parent leaning one way and your spouse is leaning the other way, then do you at that point? That's got to be tough for the kid, right? Because they're growing up in a house where you have ideals, your wife has ideals. So how do you decide who's right or wrong? Or what do you do?
I have 1250 feet per second, and she doesn't. That's what I have.
Case closed. Problem solved.
Okay.
That's not true. Alphabet people that are listening, that's a joke.
Well, that's
please don't red flag that.
Yeah, please don't. We're gonna cut that out of the YouTube clip later. So FBI. What about you, Stovepipe? Now, someday if you wanted to have children, say
bald children.
How do you feel? Like
they all start out bald, Tim.
They do. Well, I think your kid will have more hair.
I don't think that's true.
They have more hair than you do.
I can't wait for a tiny stovepipe.
No, what do you do?
Yeah, good luck.
Stovepipe. You want kids someday? Maybe not. I don't know. But if you did have them, where do you lean? I mean, it's going to be a much different world by the time they're ready to go to college or school in general than what we had to go through, right?
I mean, if you're right about the way that you think, then your ideas should stand on their own 2 feet, right? You shouldn't have to prop them up. So whatever you believe, you can teach that to your kid.
Right.
Look, mine don't have to prop up, but I can shoot the other one. Shoot him down.
Christ. We all have to prop you up, Tim. Like literally prop him up. He can't see shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm reading through some of these stats here. It's like percentages of people. Recent college graduates have an underemployment rate as high of 73. Underemployment rate as high as 73% on their major. That's a massive number.
What?
Yeah.
Is that real?
This is from Forbes.
Oh, shit.
That's a big number. So you're majoring, liberal arts major. What are you doing with that degree? That's probably where most of this is coming from.
They have an OnlyFans. Duh.
Hell yeah.
You got to spend $120,000 just to shake your ass. Can they do the She-Hulk thing with the twerk? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, I feel like that's what I can't think of a productive liberal arts degree. That's readily in demand. Like, if you have a passion for art and you want to be an art curator, cool. I'm not going to call that dumb, right? I can't think that's not an in demand, field right now.
Yeah. I'll use my cousin as an example. She went to college She worked at the University of Phoenix back when it was actually reputable.
When
Worked her
was
way
that?
through. I don't know. Actually, made a decent living working for them, but while she worked for them, she got free, a free ride through the school. She got a teaching degree for elementary school teaching. She came out right away, realized I'm never going to make money in this field. She went 4 years. Luckily, she didn't have to spend a lot of money. There was no debt. She came out, got a much better job now, completely different from what her college degree was. Didn't even need a degree to get into where she is, and just has a really successful job. So like as a teaching degree, what is it?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
That's
Oh my-
counting baristas and a degree in a
Good lord.
Wow, we just went dark real quick.
This is my poker face.
Jesus.
This is Stovepipe trying not to get a lawsuit or get anyone
Yeah.
taking in his business.
Don't cancel me, please.
Please don't cancel me. So you hear a lot about the teaching thing, right? With teachers, I make more than teachers do. Some teachers, not all teachers, but some teachers.
Say that to my wife.
Well, your wife
Is your
has
wife a teacher?
She was.
Okay.
She's
I
now
respect-
a principal.
I respect that boundary.
She's
Yeah.
now a principal, but like,
Oh.
gosh, she makes 105 G's a year.
She's got to be a principal with you. She's got great fucking experience running your fucking household with you in there.
I swear to
She's
God, when they
great at
asked
her
her
job.
a question, she's like, "No, I'm not going to go to my teaching background. Let me tell you about my husband. This dumbass decided that it was okay to spend $2,500 on a fucking thing for his hip." She legitimately hates it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's
23
because I told her it was $600. Showed her a
Wow.
receipt
Yeah.
that said $600 on it, and then someone may have told her when they saw what it was.
Jesus Christ. How does she put up with you?
I have really good credit,
I know, but she's got a better job than you, so it doesn't matter.
but I
Well,
mean,
then
like,
again-
my credit score starts with an 8. You know, do you know how hard it is to do that?
Yeah. Well, there's some people that ended in 8 and start with a 1.
So
So-
I talked to the people that I didn't know that credit scores went that low.
Yeah, being in the financial industry back in the day, doing collections for a big, scary shit, man. Scary shit. Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole idea is you see these, I watch college football. I see all these kids in these stadiums, and I'm thinking they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. These are all dumbasses going to major universities, spending money, and I guarantee you half of them won't even come out with the success they think they're gonna get. I don't know. Like, I have a daughter. She's gonna be graduating high school in 4 years. It's like, what do we do? I don't know what to do with her.
Military.
She needs the fucking military. They have ROTC shit in her school. Let's do it.
Bro, the benefits on that, like, if you don't have 11 Bravo at the tab, like,
Yeah.
I'm not hating it. 4 years, get out, free college with healthcare for life.
People knock the military.
Just trip and
but-
fall a couple times, you'll get full disability.
I was gonna say
That's how that
people
works.
people knock the military, but it does provide some avenues for people where they wouldn't have an opportunity elsewhere. I get why they do it. I don't know if I'd be joining the military right now, but there you go. The low income family person, right, who just doesn't see a way out. That is their way out. And if you do make it out, GI Bills and whatever, like
Bro,
whiskey bag.
you do think about it. You do 20 years in the military, you get a forever pension, and one of the best resumes that you could have entering the marketplace at 40 years old.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then you could become a Hector, have PTSD, and then not be the best server ever.
What do you think about the idea of teachers? Remember there was the whole controversy a few years ago with the teachers not making enough money.
Red Fred.
There's a lot of people for and
I was
against it.
dating a teacher at that time.
I remember.
What was his name?
What was he teaching? First of all, was he teaching your woodwork? You doing your woodworking there, Craig?
Yeah, it's the woodwork. It was a shop guy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like, "This is my econ teacher. We need to spend long hours alone
Yeah.
in his classroom."
I want to see if you could fit this in your handle. Um, so, all right. So, there's a lot of teachers who feel like they don't make enough when they come out of school. They're going to school for what? Sometimes 4 to 8 years, depending on what you're doing. How do you feel about that? With being a teacher, a lot of people after COVID, people saw the profession as, why do we need these people? Why are they complaining about what they're making when really I could teach my kid the same shit or soak in a computer? I know there's differences. I know some teachers do break through to students. And they have a special way of teaching things that people understand. Not everybody can self-teach, but is a teaching degree something that I don't hear anybody who goes after teaching degrees anymore, especially after the last 2 years with the pandemic.
Shortage.
There's a massive. Your wife would know, right? I mean, is it necessary?
They're hiring teachers that don't have degrees. You just got to be in a program. You could be a freshman in college in an education program. You can get hired right now, work full time as a in-classroom teacher right now. That's how short they are. Lokami's school doesn't have a single validated, accredited teacher on that campus, and I can guarantee he doesn't. There's a massive shortage on it, but surprisingly, my wife's on the other side. She thinks teachers are a bunch of bitches. It essentially came down to there were two factions, right? There are the old school teachers that think that they're going to make an impact in life, and then there's the new school teachers that want to do TikTok dances and stupid shit, and then work the hours that they're used to, have the summers off, have spring break, fall break, and all that.
All
stuff,
the holidays and everything.
Yeah, and so it's to what she's told me, it's not the lack of teachers that's the worry. It's a lack of quality teachers anymore.
That's a big one.
There's no quality teachers out there anymore, and people are just coming to that profession because it's something they can fall back onto.
It's a good point.
Is that what happened to your boyfriend, Stovepipe?
I'm trying to dodge this question.
He doesn't want to answer.
I'm desperately trying to dodge this question.
He doesn't want to. See, Diana quit teaching in 2009. What does Lokami say? Tell them about the kid that beat up the teacher.
I've seen like 3 or 4 videos in the last 2 days about kids beating up
other students and teachers. Yeah, it's really, schools. We're at a weird time right now.
There was when my wife was an assistant principal, I happened to be at the school at the time, and there was a kid for disciplinary issues came into her room and threw a fishbowl full of Skittles right at her, missed her, hit the wall, and Jesus. She can't touch. Right, you can't touch a child, but I happened to be there, and I was like, felony is worth it. Felony is worth it. I
taste the rainbow, bitch.
I dragged that kid out by the back of his neck and was taking him to the parking lot. And he's like, "You can't touch me. Teachers can't touch kids." And I was like, "Coach Carter, motherfucker, I'm not a teacher."
Coach Carter. Yeah, there is a lack of respect. Diana's right. It's really weird. No respect for law. No respect for people in charge. It's a really strange time. I don't know. It scares me sometimes. But I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. And then, so here's the bottom line, though: has college education lost its reputation?
Yeah.
Yes. It used to be so huge growing up,
massive.
From ever since I can remember, it was I have to do X, Y, and Z so I can get into college. The whole reason why I swam growing up was so that my swimming would pay for college. And I had to be an elite level swimmer so that I could afford to go to school. And then I'm not elite, but
anymore.
Come fucking swim with me, bro.
You'll kick my ass.
Just think, 0.5% of college athletes go next level. So he's 0.5% of all high school athletes. He played at the next level.
Right.
Just think about how elite he had to be to do that. Now you just walk on.
I was top 100 in the country at the time. The Naval Academy was trying to bend a bunch of rules to get me in.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, what rule would they need to bend? You're Caucasian.
John McCain wouldn't.
You're Caucasian. John McCain, huh?
Yeah.
Bending the rules.
Yeah,
huh?
they knew better. They were like, this idiot knows no shit about the Naval Academy. Why are you in here, dude? And I was like, because my parents are putting me in here.
I don't know what else. I don't know what.
I don't know. I just want to swim and party, dude.
Oh my god.
I can't imagine stovepipe at Annapolis. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Could you imagine?
Oh, can you imagine him going down
That's
to
a
like
weird. That's a weird universe, man.
right? Like do you know what's right outside of Annapolis? The Hood, my friend. The Hood. They do crab cakes and hood things.
I went to Drexel, dude. That's fucking Philadelphia. What didn't have to go too far to get into the hood.
Bro, I just looked up. I went to school in Chicago. I just looked out the window. Drive-bys happening.
Well, especially now.
Our windows didn't open. That's how in the hood we were.
Jesus Christ.
Ours was broken. We were able to get out on the roof. That's right.
The one thing I will say to your question about did it lose its value? Yes, it's like anything. It's hard to attain, and not everybody in the mom has it and it's earned. Right. It's going to be valuable. At this point, you can buy your degree through it, right? Like you don't even have to. There's not even GPA metrics anymore that to get you a degree. You just have to complete the courses. So like, no, it's what. I don't even think it was what a high school diploma was when we were growing up. I think it's less than that. Like, it's hard not to get a high school diploma these days. You have to do some stuff and end up in juvie or something, or try to steal some stuff from the post office. Like, you have to do something. So, like, community colleges, like the AA, everyone talks about what AA degrees are worth. They're worth nothing. Get a certificate. That's what you need. If you want to do, if you get a general degree, it's worth nothing. Unless you're going to be a lawyer, or you need to go get a degree.
Nothing. I think the information is definitely worth something. Like,
let me ask this: I know that you learned from your degree that you got right. If instead of a degree, it was just a class that you could take for certification, like those Google certifications, right? Would you have done that route versus a degree?
That's a good question.
It depends on what it is. Like, I'm sure some certifications to the average Joe are going to be important, but to an employer who knows better, probably not.
I will say, caveat to that, like, if you have a degree, it doesn't matter what your degree is. It could be in underwater basket weaving. If you're in corporate America, they just need a piece of paper, and you're above people that don't have it. And when they take it into consideration for like promotions, there's promotions that people are getting, and I'm like, "What's your degree?" And they're like, "Music theory," and I'm like, "What does that have to do with finance? What? Right?" But it's that degree that got them the interview versus the person that worked at as a teller at a bank for
experience,
for 10 years, but don't have one. Yeah.
I like Ryan G. I took golf at ASU twice. It's like, he's a firefighter, though. See, that's my point. He's a fireman, right? He probably does great for himself. You don't need a college degree for firefighting, do you? Do you?
I think you have a fire science degree, don't you?
You have to have a degree in something, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
that's worth something. You're learning those tools. Those tools will definitely be applicable.
Yeah, you definitely need that.
Yeah, and if I am a firefighting agency, I don't want to have to pay for some schlump to fail out of firefighting school there. I want to hire somebody who knows how to fight fires as they're going in.
He just said, no, you don't need it. GED and an EMT certification. That's all. That's what you need.
But I mean, like, Whiskey Banger would tell us when he went into the police, like, you didn't have to have a degree, but you had to have certain courses in criminal justice, right? Like, you had to have those courses in your bag before you could go.
Sure.
So,
well, that I can understand. Yeah. But yeah, again, I mean, these are jobs that aren't necessarily you don't need a college degree for. You just, if you have the determination, skill, you're physically ready to do it. Being a firefighter, you're as long as you can make it long term in that business, you're set, right? You get pensions. There's notoriety. People think you're a hero.
Save cats from trees.
Save cats from trees. Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. They just shoot the cats out of the trees.
Damn.
Random question. Do they say BLM as they shoot the cats out of the trees?
Jesus Christ. No, I said it this time. God, that is funny. So here's another one that real quick. So they say if you do have a college degree, one of the pros was that you have a lower risk of sliding into poverty long term. Is that necessarily true anymore? Now, I don't think that's true these days, especially if you know how to save your money, invest your money, and if you're going to bust your ass, and I don't care what you're doing, you don't necessarily have to slide into poverty. But they're saying because of the chance you'll make a higher amount of money long term over your lifetime with a college degree compared to not. Is that even true, though? I don't think that's necessarily true.
Depends. If you're able to secure a job or something that is going to earn you more than whatever the baseline living cost is.
Good point. I don't know.
I totally disagree with that. I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Just ask all the people that got fired from fucking Enron and couldn't get a job anywhere with those college degrees. What did they do?
Well, I mean, part of a criminal fucking conspiracy is one thing, but yeah, that reputation coming from that company, yes, it did. Obviously, it hurt them, right? So, there's that. You know what I like?
Oh, that's a good point. I guess they're not counting the debt for that stat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because that was the second part of it. That if you're not counting the debt, if you're in debt, $120,000 coming out of college.
Well, it's going to be 100,000 because Uncle Biden's going to give 20 G's.
Yeah, he's well, not anymore. Yeah, I was going to say 10,000. What is it? 10,000 of that's being taken care of now. Is it 10,000?
If it's a federal loan, then you get 10,000 forgiven. If you got a Pell Grant, you get 20,000 forgiven.
So basically, all three of us here will be paying that back to the government and not the actual student loan.
You cannot tell me that will not increase inflation. Because there's somebody on my universe that is affecting, and it's fucking hilarious. Because she told me, she was like, "There's no way this is going to affect inflation," and she's like, "Well, now that I got my student loans paid off and I'm not paying this debt, I'm going to buy a new car." Do you fucking understand what is happening? You're causing the demand for used cars to increase.
Mm-hmm.
That's increasing the price. It's more expensive to everybody now because you've got free money. If everyone has $10,000 extra, nobody has $10,000 extra. That's just
it's a whole economics thing. People don't understand true economics and how things work. Nice. So got Matt here saying nice serves. Are you wearing a Spokane shirt there, Craig?
I am. I don't know. No real affiliation with the place. I think I swam there once.
Isn't it very liberal in Spokane?
Spokane, no. Spokane's conservative, I thought. Spokane's like...
I have no idea.
I think Spokane's...
I'm like 99% sure I got this shirt from swimming there.
It's all right. We could represent.
Is that what you call it? Is that what you call it? Swimming?
Yeah.
How's that table saw? Table saw.
Air quotes for Jamie.
It's got a little paint and some holes on it from the table saw, I'm sure.
Oh, is that what you call it? Paint and holes?
Okay, so here's another one. It says you can learn persistence by going to school.
What the fuck?
Like, that was one of the pros. You can learn persistence. I don't think it's wrong, but I guess.
I think the opportunity is on the shelf.
I don't understand why you couldn't learn persistence at not a university.
Well, you could learn it at a university. Doesn't mean that you can't learn it at a university.
Right. I mean, like, you could learn it everywhere. I don't understand how that's a
university could be a way to learn it. You're going to have to pay to learn for it. But
are we just lowering the bar for the universities now?
It seems that way, right?
Maybe a little.
It was a little weird. Yeah, I'm kind of mixed on that. Let's see. You can learn to deal with pressure. Now, I understand that school does provide pressure, right? Because you have midterms and deadline. But like the real world, if you go out in the real world, what's a higher demand of pressure? Being out in the real world, working a real job, being in the actual fucking public, doing it, paying rent, doing whatever you got to, or going to a 4-year university. So what you tell me? Who's going to be able to handle pressure? It's different types of pressure. But
the only pressure that you have at a university these days is not getting pregnant for some random hoe. When they run those numbers up,
almost happened to me. That almost happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Wait, was this before or after you saw the What Is a Woman documentary?
Did you assume his gender?
I did.
I did.
He did. That's an interesting. I kind of I've heard this story kind of before. It's very interesting, but dealing with pressure.
That was a lot of pressure.
I can imagine that was a lot. There's a lot of reasons why he's bald, people. It's not just hereditary. There's a lot going on here. Let me see here. I know some people, yes, they do look back at their college years as their best years. Some people it's high school. Some people think it's college.
Can you imagine peaking in college? What a shit life.
Al Bundy peaked in high school, so
yeah, but he's a legend.
He is a legend in his own mind. 4 touchdowns in 1 game. Come on,
get out of here.
What is it? Ryan G says a full commission job has to be some of the worst job pressure. Yeah. When you're just working for commission, oh my god, yeah. Anybody?
Solar salesman. Poor guy.
Not in Arizona. I think they do pretty well here, don't they? I almost shot one coming to my house the other day.
I'm just saying, like the guy coming up to my door. No, he's not doing well. He looks like he's about to die in this heat.
I've seen people come for solar internet service lately, and I'm like, why are you fucking walking up to my door for internet service? Call me. I'm not going to answer the phone, but it's better than coming to my door and getting shot. There's a lot. Yeah, salesman, it's a tough business.
You either are a salesman or you're not. There's no in between. You can sharpen a salesman, but it's like you're either a hammer or a chisel. Like
you got to be able to bullshit people.
You can't cut wood out of a hammer.
You got to sell.
You don't think that people you can teach someone to sell?
I think you can hone somebody. I think it's so hard to teach somebody how to sell.
Okay.
It is tough. I'm not good at it.
Wait, are you saying you don't upsell for stovepipe? What kind of bullshit is this?
I used to try. Here's the difference. I can sell our services very well because I have so much knowledge of it. I can, talk my way into getting somebody to give us their item to go do our job. It's the same now.
I get somebody yelling and screaming at me, all upset about our service, and then get them to pay me more money in the same phone call.
It's really just a matter of, I've learned this the hard way sometimes, and Stovepipe knows this, where I used to get emotional about it and kind of like, I can't do. Then I learned, okay, let me just let them vent. Even doing what I'm doing now in the second thing that we're trying, I'm much better at that, even though it's face to face. I thought I'd be better over the phone talking to people and trying to sell them our services. I'm learning that, yes, I can do it. I have done it. It's not easy. People just like to vent and tell their fucking problems to you over the phone like you're a therapist. So then after they're done, you kind of just, okay, now that you're done with that, let's talk about this and let's maneuver this way. And you sell this is how you should do this. This is how you do that. And then eventually he's right. They'll just end up giving you more money because they don't know how to do it. They figure you're the expert and you just, my boss is listening. Is he really my boss though? Yeah, he kind of is. Yeah. I can't see us as equals.
I mean, you call him sir on your OnlyFans, so I would say he's boss.
We have a table saw of our own. Just saying. Just saying. Sometimes I got to get that day off. It's hard to get, but
Oh, Mr. Stovepipe, I need that raise. Oh, look, I dropped these file folders on the floor. Let me bend over and get them.
Can you clean my air vents? God, you're a sick bastard. I always respect stuff. Are you please kidding me? Imagine if the ice. Oh, okay, Tim. Is there an ice Nazi? So Stovepipe doesn't know this. Tim works with a literal ice Nazi who keeps the ice out of the cafeteria and does not give him ice. We've been going on this for 4 weeks now. Is there a new ice Nazi story?
So you already know part of it. So they changed the downstairs cafeteria. We are now out of summer. We are now into fall. And so now they're doing, instead of the lemonades and the orange juices and stuff, they're now doing chai spice lattes and pumpkin spice stuff down there. So I do not order my drinks in the morning down there. However, when I did order my lunch, I had a chicken sandwich and I went down there and she was not over where I was getting my food. And the guy was like, I'm sorry about what happened last week. I saved you 2 brownies. So I got 2 brownies this week. And I got a giant cup, like a bucket. They gave me like a literal bucket to take upstairs so I can fill up my cup upstairs. Right. So As long as we avoid her. From my understanding, she's the one that packaged all of it, so she gave me the extra brownies, but she avoided me like the plague. I think we're training her. I think we as a group are putting pressure on her to get better.
Just give me the ice, man. I know we're in we're having water shortages. I don't give a fuck. I want my ice,
bro. And then the look on the face of like, can I get an extra pickle? What? Why would you want a pickle? Put the pickle on the plate. $12 an hour. Son of a. Got a 430 credit score.
The college-educated person looking down on somebody.
Son of a bitch.
You're just getting a goddamn.
You're a lunch lady, huh?
You're a cafeteria person. What the fuck?
I have a business degree.
For the record, she had green hair this week, so also that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me know which way she votes.
I think
pretty sure I heard this hypocrisy.
Her name tag has her name and her pronouns. I think I know.
Oh, no, don't tell me. Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. What is her pronouns?
Z. It started with a Z, so it was like
Z?
Zen or what? I don't know. I just feel
I saw a video today on YouTube Shorts of a guy who said he's a penguin.
Pronoun. What the?
He's a teacher.
What is he teaching?
He's teaching kindergartners. It's like, what do you do with that?
Oh, penguins are pretty cool.
I mean, I like penguins, but when you're like a 6 foot blonde haired man, and you're like,
they're always wearing suits. Like if a penguin showed up to an interview,
he's ready to go.
He's practically got the tie on. He's good to go.
Does he waddle in though? Like a waddling penguin comes into your store, you're hiring him right away, right?
Yeah, he's got the suit.
Natural salesman. Natural salesman.
I like Lokami.
Just sell me some fish.
I like Lokami's pronouns. Penis.
You won't put that on your corporate page. You won't do it.
I'll do it. Put that on the website, the front page website of your company you work for. Here are my new pronouns. Penis. Are you a penguin? Number one. I'm hiring a penguin. A penguin comes into our company for a job eventually, we're hiring the fucking penguin.
So do you know what you've done, right? You've made me go steal a penguin from one of the zoos and then push him through your front door of your office.
You show to Filipino meatball. I'm not fucking kidding. You show up in the penguin outfit from Batman, and I will hire you in a second. And you can stand out in the street with a sign. Legal document delivery here, and with the penguin, as a penguin, yes, 100%.
I could see you fitting that Danny DeVito mold.
Do they have a plus?
I'll give you 60 hours a week, so you can get over that 40-hour week limit.
Overtime? No, yeah, but spin the sign, wear the top hat with the little eye, those little glass eye.
I'm looking on Amazon right now to see if they have anything.
I bet he would do it. Somebody comes in dressed as a penguin, I'm hiring the guy. I'm sorry, just for the effort. You know, he's going to meet the public every day. Who's going to not want to get their services done by a penguin?
I literally put penguin suit in, and it brought suits up instead of what we're really looking for.
Yeah, no. That better be incognito mode, buddy.
Oh my God, we found one. Oh yes, there's an inflatable one.
Penguins are loyal as fuck.
This is what it takes, folks. No college. Get a penguin.
Bro, that's your Halloween costume.
And a gun.
Yeah.
Penguin suit and a gun. Show up to the interview like that. Fuck college.
Yeah.
I want this job.
My interview question. Are you a shitbag penguin? Yeah, yes, yeah. And you're hired.
Yeah, this has gone off the fucking rails.
I don't know how we went from college degrees to penguin is my sport animal? You mean spirit
animal.
I prefer sport animal.
Well, you're not hunting a penguin, though.
Wait, Jamie, does it come with racing stripes or is it just flames on the side?
I believe Filipino Meatball just showed us a hunting camouflage suit for hunting penguins. Literally, there's a guy with a gun dressed as a fucking penguin. They never expect it.
Dude, March of the Penguins 3. You sent to Antarctica, and you can just fucking join the penguin group, and there you go. You're in. Just waddle around.
Bro, I'd be
Penguin
their
hunting.
king so fast. They'd be like, look at this fat fuck. This dude
They
eating
taste
all
like
the fish.
chicken.
Just
How do you
follow him.
How do you know a penguin tastes like chicken though? Like, where do you eat a penguin?
I'd eat a penguin.
Yeah, we know you're fucking crazy. We know what you
What?
don't.
A little soy sauce or something.
So
You know it comes with soy sauce.
why does a penguin have to come with?
Why
soy
is it all Asian now? Because
That's just what I think. Penguin.
Would
Penguin
you
and
would
soy
need soy sauce to put on a penguin?
Would you put
This is-
ketchup
by
on
the
it?
way, by the way, this part of the show is getting clipped for the YouTube channel.
No, please don't
Oh,
cut this. Please don't cut
just
this. They have to watch the whole fucking thing in order to watch this shit.
just so you know, I looked it up. Penguins taste like roasted duck.
Who the fuck is eating penguins?
Bro, you can eat anything. You can eat, dude. They have honey roasted ants in Mexico.
Why?
Why
Well,
not?
yeah,
Who the fuck is gonna
Lakami.
eat an ant? Uh-oh.
Lakami's got a point.
I don't know,
Penguins
there's
are
millions
just
of them.
fancy pandas.
I love them. Good pandas are cute though.
And then just like raccoons are trash pandas.
Why does it always lead back to Asian shit though?
Because we run the world? I don't know.
Ryan G says, Ryan G says, I'm thinking barbecue sauce. So now, first of all, how did we go from higher education to fucking eating penguins?
Because none of us are higher
We're
educated.
not higher educated.
That is true.
This is a total waste of
Well,
everyone's
by the way,
time.
I needed help with my title for the show, and Filipino Meatball caught my error that I made, and he's like, "This is why you need college classes to learn English." And I'm like, "Yes, you are correct." I had the right
messaged him this
idea.
morning. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Do
I
you
had the
not
right
own Google?
I had the right idea, just didn't put the right words in place. So he's like, oh, "Okay, you may want to fix this, you fucking English major." I'm like, "Okay." I love videos of pandas falling out of trees. See, now I'm down.
Would you hire a panda?
Oh, I'd hire a fucking panda in a second. They're adorable.
The problem is, are you willing to incur that business expense of buying the extra heavy seat that he's going to sit in, and then you got to put a bamboo tree in there?
It's worth it. It's worth it to me. How about a sloth?
I had to buy Greg a fucking $700 goddamn dollar chair so his ass could sit in it.
Yeah, but no,
I was
hold
actually
on.
lost the weight though.
Hold on. Yeah, I was like, I lost all
That
this
was
freaking
bad.
weight, and then now I got a chair that fits my actual new body type. Not. I used to break a lot of chairs. I was a heavy boy. JE was awesome though. He didn't. He's like, "Oh, you need a new chair? Cool."
Yeah.
I broke a lot of
$100
chairs.
Amazon chair.
Yeah,
It's
they were
here
cheap.
in
I got a
day.
better chair now that works, and losing weight helped. I don't break the chairs as much. But pandas. Who doesn't love a good? I would
I
hire a
don't think
panda.
I wouldn't hire a panda.
Why? How about I'd hire a sloth.
Pandas
Wait, are you
fucking
kidding me?
bitches.
Look, Panda, he's half black, so the credit score is going to be shit. And then he's Asian, which means that like he's got really small fingers. Not going to be.
No, that's not where we should go. No. You say it's so you meet your diversity quota.
all in one. All in one.
All in one.
diversity.
Again, prosecuting attorney. I had no idea they were going to say any of this shit.
Jesus Christ! This shit
Can you
went dark.
imagine? Can you imagine putting a sombrero on it and just check all the boxes at one time?
What I want to know though is if I put you in a panda suit, would you? Worst mistake you ever made was sending me that video. I hope you realize what you've done to your life.
That's pretty good.
You've
I
ruined
used to send out all your clips to people. Now I'm definitely not sending clips.
Oh no, the clips are there's going to be that's being clipped. The panda talk, the penguin talk might be clipped as a short because that's fucking classic. And I'm sure I could scour through 2 hours of this bullshit and pick something out. That's the fun part of this job is doing the editing afterwards. It's not fun. It's really not. No, actually, I don't mind editing. I hate thumbnails. The wife does the thumbnails. I have no patience for that artsy shit. Pandas are lazy as fuck. I enjoy seal noises in that. I enjoy the seal noises in that clip. You know what? You could play a seal. You could do a lot of different. You got some versatility there. A seal, a panda, a penguin. What else?
I dressed up as a dinosaur
I do remember that.
because of the tiny arms.
Tactical dinosaur.
True story.
I can see it. Oh my god.
Would you hire a seal? We're gonna go through the entire animal kingdom.
What are we fucking? What is this? Fucking SeaWorld interview? What is happening?
Oh shit! I forgot. Penguins and
So-
seals are in SeaWorld. They're gainfully employed.
So are whales, though.
So
Unless you're
when
a
he goes,
dolphinarium.
when Cannoli goes to Texas, he's going to give us control of the podcast. We're just going to come here and have 2 hours of just. Would you hire a giraffe?
Lawless.
Would you hire a giraffe that has the legs of a hippo?
Kind of scared. I'm gonna be in Texas somewhere on a Friday night, and I'm gonna go, what the fuck was I thinking? And then YouTube's gonna send me emails the next day going, yeah, we kicked you off the platform. You're done here. Done. Oh my god.
Ivor! Come here, boy.
Oh, it's his boy. That's the boy. It's my favorite dog.
Thanks for yelling at us with the mic on.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're getting my wrong microphone.
I don't know, but I can't hear you anymore.
My ears are bleeding.
Did my mic change?
I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but you didn't press mute.
You went to like decibel 3000 there for a second, and I'm pretty sure everybody on the chat's deaf now. People are thinking.
Well, I just tried.
Do you know how we know that would have worked the correct way? If you had your goddamn college degree hung up on the wall. Fuck.
You got a degree in. I don't know. What are we doing?
Say something again?
Hello?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's better.
Well, okay, I've been using my wrong damn microphone the whole time.
The whole time.
What are you doing to me?
I'm trying to call my dog over here.
And you're using the wrong microphone?
The whole time, apparently. Fuck.
Apparently, you called your dog, but screamed at everybody.
The dog's like, fuck him. I ain't going over there now.
Right?
What did you do to the dog?
I'm muting myself so I can call my dog over.
Maybe it's more of not what he did to the dog.
You see
or maybe what the dog does to him. Think about it. He could get a thing of peanut butter and that'd occupy for 30 minutes.
Christ.
Wow.
That's just fucking slow. That's ridiculous. I mean, what would a penguin do, though? That's what I want. That's kind of what I want to know. What would the penguin do? Where's the dog?
I don't know. He's fucking hard of hearing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if you can hire Ivar.
Yeah, I like Ivar. I want to see Ivar before we go. Ivar's the man. I don't know how to change. I got a new logo. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here tonight.
Trash.
We got some games tomorrow to watch, huh?
I don't want to talk about it. We're playing Cal. We're gonna get our ass beat.
You don't beat fucking Cal.
Bro, we couldn't beat Marshall. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, it's because we are Marshall.
Bro, they were talking about how this might be the best blessing. This player,
for what?
Their Drew Pine, their quarterback, is more like Tommy Reese, who's their OC, than Buckner was.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, they might be able to do something with this. I'm like what? Put double digits on the board?
It's been a pathetic season so far. I'll give you that.
All right, would you hire Ivar?
Oh, there's my boy.
Blink twice if you're in danger.
Ivar, just stick your tongue out if you're in danger. Three times he stuck his tongue out.
We will come get you.
It's now
Blink.
Ivar is now stovepipe.
Oh, what up, Ivar?
Oh, I'd like a job.
Well, he basically has a suit on, and I'm going to call that collar a tie. He should get the job.
No, Ivar gets hired immediately. Ivar gets the job.
I think college is a scam.
Ivar.
Everyone should just pay in dog food.
Yeah, he is a good boy. Ivar's a good boy.
Hi,
Look at him. He's a giant, just massive dog, and yeah, he gets treated well over there. He loves to lick. He just jumps on people, licks them. If you got to wear pants when you go see them, because he loves to lick legs.
Did you say he likes to jump on people and lick them? That just sounds like half of the college population right now.
Wow.
A lot of STDs out there, man.
No. Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
I'm paying my way through college by showing my breasts.
Entrepreneurial spirit.
I had a request the other day as a joke, but it was funny. I was doing. We should do an ASMR. Remember the ASMR segment from last week? Why is ASMR so popular?
Mental illness is on the rise.
You know what it is, right? You've heard. ASMR is fucking insanely popular.
Show them what it is.
What am I supposed to do?
Show them what it is.
I don't even know how to do it.
Drink your
last
drink
week.
for him.
Yeah, ASMR is like some weird. What does ASMR stand for again? Auditory
something
system
weird.
moron response.
I should probably go see a therapist.
It works though. So apparently, for some people, it actually does work. But it's how do we? Blue Friday ASMR is the best. There you go. See.
I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna assume that's sexually graphic, and I'm not. I'm a good Christian boy.
People love the sound of flesh and Pringles colliding. What?
I'm gonna have to do some research on that one. What?
Like, what do you? Oh my God, we're gonna eat them real soft. My favorite thing is when they tap on shit. I've seen like, I'm tapping on this. Isn't that pleasurable? I'm like, no, I want to kill you. Shut up. Hot chick biting into a pickle. I'm telling you, there's weird shit. Was she biting into a pickle, or were you watching a different kind of video, Ryan? Are you sure that was ASMR?
Ryan, the real question was there eye contact?
Autonomous sensory meridian response. Okay, whatever. And then do you need to go to college to be an ASMR?
Yeah, apparently. Jesus. Wait. Are you sure? Did we put them in quotations of what she said?
Autonomous sensory meridian response. That's ASMR.
Yeah,
I've seen this weird shit.
To understand that shit.
I don't know what the fuck. It's weird. She looks right into the camera and bit a pickle. See, that's sexual. But I think.
See, I'm telling you, it's all about the eye contact. You eat pickles, like it's all about eye contact. When I get a pickle at work, I find the nearest person and eye contact as I eat it.
You do like pickle juice, right?
Oh yeah, and then like I just dribble the pickle juice over my face.
It's what the kids get off on now. It's weird. It's very popular ASMR. It's just like, I don't know. I see a lot of blue lights and hippie shit going on, and I hear people tapping on things, and they get like combs out and they're brushing the. Oh my God, this is so soft. The bristles. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yo, get that fucking cash, boy. If I gotta eat a pickle on camera to make $200,000 on here, for sure.
Are you gonna make eye contact though?
I'll make whatever contact you want.
So, question.
God damn.
For 200 G's a year, would you do ASMR of eating a pickle, making eye contact, dressed as a penguin?
Oh, I think he would.
See, there's a question of how long do I have to do this for?
Well, so,
full year. You do it for a full year. You have to do it every single day for a full year.
Direction.
How long though? Like how long?
How long am I doing it for? What am I doing?
An hour or two a day?
Yeah, I think I can come up with a plan to eat a pickle.
You know what? We'll go 90 minutes a day. It's got to be 90 minutes a day, new content every day. So you can't just rerun the same stuff every single day.
I'm going to see if I have a pickle.
Oh my God. This is going to be great. We're going to have This is a clip. Now I'm making markers down where we're going to do this.
Just remember, we started with is college a scam, and now we're at
how do you better
for 200 G's? Would you eat a pickle?
Suck pickle juice through a jar in a hole. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This is what happens when you do a podcast with us. This is what happens when Whiskey Banger's not here.
Did you see what Lokami post?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? So you don't have a pickle?
Gentlemen, I regret to inform you.
You don't have a pickle? I you know, Jamie loves pickles. I do have a pickle in the fridge.
For the show.
Hang on, I do have a peppercini.
Oh, he's got a peppercini. Oh my God. He's being clipped for future reference. I just made my first. I hit my 1 million subscribe. I'm gonna hit 1 million views on this because Stovepipe ate a pep. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I need that clip so bad, so fast.
Ate a peppercini. So here's the thing. When we hire any future hirings,
this is when the show gets good. By the way, when everyone stops fucking listening.
And every interview we do in the future.
College hate. Now we're eating peppercinis.
Every future interview, that video is going up. I'm going to say, this is your boss.
Good.
This is your boss. He eats pepperoncinis because he doesn't have pickles.
Subscribe to his ASMR channel. He needs to hit the 200.
Yeah, he needs ASMR. So Craig, what you need to do next time is you need to talk softly into the mic. while you're eating the pepperoni. Go,
I missed a golden opportunity to do that closer
you could
to
be
the
like,
mic.
Now show your feet. What the?
oh my god! Now show your feet, and you'll get the rest of the kiss.
Ryan is on fire right now.
He's killing it. He's killing it right now. He did it. He did it. I gotta give him credit. He ate the pepperoni. I think a pickle would have been better. That was pretty good though.
Question:
pretty close.
Would you want him to have like a whole pickle, or would you want like a quartered pickle?
No, he's got to do a full giant,
Full
3-inch
jumbo pickle.
Yeah. Pretend
Okay.
he's doing his lumber work or whatever the fuck he's doing.
My lumber work.
His lumber, whatever the fuck.
Would you hire somebody who was eating a pickle during the interview?
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God! Yes, you can't let that kind of talent and creativity walk out of the room. You hire them immediately.
Especially at our job. You kidding me?
Tie or no tie?
No,
Well,
he
that's
doesn't
the
need.
second question.
I think he'd go all out.
Jamie, explain it to us. What is intriguing about ASMR? I don't understand it.
You want me to come and tell you? Listen, I'm right here. Where are you? Listen. I listen to Blue Friday ASMR. She doesn't announce what she's going to do. She doesn't tap stuff all the time. It's very, very relaxing. She has okay. Have you ever had a massage without a happy ending?
No.
I mean, he's Filipino. What does that mean? His people created the happy ending.
You think I'm gonna tip somebody without a happy ending? Get the fuck out of here.
That's very
Sergio
You're
is
my
the
happy
best.
ending.
They have spa-like music, like you'd be having a massage. There's ambiance. The one I watch is Blue Friday ASMR. Everything is blue. No, it's not like that. She does do hair brushing. Let me tell you what she does do. You see this right here? She takes
Touching my
it's
microphone.
kind of
Give us an
puts a
example.
towel over it, and she does this thing with her fingers. It sounds like thunder.
Yeah.
So it's ambient noise. Is that what I'm
It's
getting
ambient
out of?
noise.
You go to
Okay,
sleep
so
to it.
there is one person with 1.3 million people on TikTok. Her name is Jazzy
That's one way to
Sunshine.
get it.
Yes.
Now you're making money when other people go.
See?
Well, if that's all it takes, Tim, I'll send you a clip of ASMR.
Hold on.
I need that clip, please.
Here's what I want to know though. Does ASMR?
Oh, yeah.
Do they move like this?
He got him.
Thing. Some people would find that soothing. Anyway, don't knock it till you try it. I thought it was ridiculous, but some people are very stupid at it and think it's a joke. Some people
Hold
do
on.
it well.
It's thunder, lightning.
So like,
You got to put a towel over and then you scrape it.
very, very
So
frightening.
my question would be then, like, I work at home all day, right? And I put music on in the background. So like, I could put this on. It's like just break up the monotony, right?
It's too relaxing.
You fall
for me.
asleep.
Like I put it on at night with my headphones, and I literally. Here's the problem. I do it on TikTok when she's live. If she's not, I do YouTube. But on TikTok, the next broad after this one ends that comes on, she's screaming. Some people like the loud.
Oh, so there's like different categories.
Yes, the Jazzy Sunshine has 1.7 million followers.
Jazzy Sunshine.
She does 10 hours straight.
Do they have penguin hunting ASMR?
You leave my penguins alone. I wanted to talk to you.
The clicking of the gun, the screaming of the penguin. Who doesn't fucking want this?
Hold
I'm
on,
not
March of
gonna
the
say-
Penguins 3.
I'm not saying who
Almost-
said this, but somebody just says ASMR is how I imagine blind people watch porn.
Wow.
And that might be the
Yeah,
comment.
Yeah, no,
I'm not part of this
I don't really want to
conversation.
say that.
I retract everything I've ever said tonight. We're going to cut this part out of the video. I did not say that.
I would like, all I'm asking is next week, I'd like 10 minutes to go over the ASMR research that I'm going to go do this week.
Listen, I will bring
I tell you what.
information.
And we'll rate it.
Hold on.
I used to make fun of it, and I thought it was ridiculous. There's so many out there.
Hold on. So are you saying our next week's podcast has to be about ASMR now?
No. I just need 10 minutes to go over what I found out about ASMR.
About ASMR, do a little research. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, here's
like-
what, in all fairness.
Like a homework project.
a college
In
report.
all fairness, I want you to go to YouTube and go to Blue Friday ASMR. That's the one I listen to.
Sounds like a porn.
And
Right? I'm just all like,
check
this
out-
sounds like.
Listen, it's 4 hours.
Blue balls
But I
ASMR.
want you to browse through. I want you to get to the slime.
The slime.
Just don't knock it till you hear it.
Wow.
Slime and thunder. Oh,
Thunder.
hair brushing's really good too. Skip the makeup. Makeup is so cringy.
Live
It's weird.
reaction?
They do this. They go, all right, I'm going to put on some mascara. Ready? And then if they go like this, they go,
Oh God.
I can't do it. I fast forward through that if I'm on YouTube. But rain and slime, and then there's mermaid scales.
Mermaid
Very nice.
scales. Do you understand this?
That's a real thing.
Beeswax is good.
I'm so scared.
What else? Hairbrushing, you guys. I know it sounds cringy.
Oh my God.
But there's a sound. If you wear your headphones,
Help
it
me.
gives you body chills.
Help me.
What the fuck is
Help
happening?
next to me snoring, and you're watching chiropractic cracking neck videos.
I do watch those a lot.
Those get addicting. That's a rabbit hole down
You know what?
YouTube.
We should do a whole episode on going down the rabbit hole.
I like this. This sounds like punishment at the top of the whole thing. Look, Kyrie's covered with the fire.
That's funny.
Anyway, you really could talk about just weird stuff that you watch on YouTube and ASMR. It's strange, but there's something to it, and there's a reason why it is so popular on TikTok.
It's called mental defects.
Mental effects, Tim. Quotations. Oh my God, that was.
Notice how
education.
only ASMR came around when COVID happened and everyone was quarantined and locked in the room
because
and went
that's when
ape
people
shit
started.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, then
People
people started doing ASMR about their life experience. I just got the vax 3 times, and now I lost my hair, but I'm good.
The question:
Are you fucking referencing me?
No, you always have hair loss, you son of a. Not you, no.
I lost my hair before the 3 vaccines.
I know.
You know what? Unfortunately, Craig can't come back with fat jokes anymore, so you give him nothing.
Oh no, Craig's upset that I'm not big boy anymore.
It's so sad that we cannot understand the technology anymore. We could have used that for such good.
He said, yeah, he used to
Use what?
think I had my own, like, I was a planet basically, so I had my own gravitation.
Whenever he wore his
we have to
orange
understand
shirt
the
on
properties.
Yeah, I had properties that he didn't understand, and now when I lost the weight, he's like, "What
Halloween.
happened here?"
That's not
So
what
many
it is. It's called
discoveries
a-
to be.
He doesn't have anything
discovered.
to hold on.
He's
to.
got a girlfriend now.
No, but he liked to hold your belly. You remember?
wow,
He used to like.
Yeah. No, Tim, stand up. Stand up real quick.
Listen,
Stand up.
I'm Janice with HR
your-
for their company.
Put your left hand on one side of your belly.
There you go.
Yep, and then now.
Okay, that's weird.
Oh,
Tap
see,
the
This is
other
weird.
side. Tap the
We're
other
not-
side.
We are not.
Are we doing
ASMR.
ASMR with bellies?
Yeah, do
We're
that.
not doing
No, you
belly
gotta do the ASMR thing. Tap the belly.
Oh,
No, but see,
Cannoli, I figured it out. She's gonna
Yeah.
do feet pics and ASMR on her OnlyFans.
Hey, listen,
whatever it takes to get a new computer.
I need a new laptop because this man shit on me again before the actual
I
show.
Well,
know, it's
So-
great.
actually, I heard that your boss needs to let you come back home so you could bring his equipment
Ah.
for the business back here.
Oh,
So
is
you
that
could
it? Is
podcast.
Ah, I don't know if that's the way things are
I heard
going.
that.
I think we're all going to be home permanently. The way things are going with that business.
The problem is my walls are gonna be padded. That's the difference.
Your walls are already
The
already
only
padded.
problem with Greg not working at home is I have nobody to run the ice machine when I'm at work.
It's fucking ice
And we've
machine.
been running out of ice. Speaking of ice Nazi, you know I love my ice. And Greg used to run the ice machine all day. Now I have to depend on my kid to turn it on when she gets home
It's
from
a-
school.
it's
I
a
can't
shit.
live like this, Craig. Wrap this up. Wrap it up.
Put a timer on the plug.
It's not happening.
Yeah, but we were 3 weeks behind. I know. I'm sorry, Craig. I love you. Just get.
Look at that. He's already. Look how much he's drank on this podcast.
I know. Well, I
Yeah.
couldn't hear or see much because I was at a. Let me tell you something. When did varsity football players look like 12-year-olds? Are they stopping the steroids? What?
That sounded like
I've
a good
never
fucking
seen.
game,
Did you
by the
say they stopped taking steroids?
They had to,
67 to
It's awful.
7. That sounds.
That's not a fun game when you're on the losing team.
56 to 6.
No, it's not fun. Not when you're.
Look,
Now it's 100.
One of us played football in high school, and I'd never experienced that.
No, it's not a good football team. Her high school is not a good football team.
Well,
They
she
suck.
had fun, and that's all that matters. But boy, was
Devin-
it painful.
I'll
But
tell you,
they're
they do have a
little.
very good basketball team, though.
They do have a good basketball. They have a lot
Well,
of
if she could
fucking.
get a boyfriend on the basketball team or something, I bet. But I'm telling you, they're little and they're bony and they're just letting them run out there and
Bony.
Yes, they're not built. They're not. I don't know.
Probably some fucking bullshit where they can't. I don't know. Some 2022 method of
She
getting
said bony.
I said bony.
bony.
Bony
The high
and-
school kids are bony.
Well, when you're playing varsity football and representing your high school, you shouldn't
Speaking
look
of-
like you're
yeah.
bony.
Question: can you do the ASMR of bony high school football player, please?
I'm gonna tackle you real soft.
All right. Well,
Hold
I'll
on.
let you wrap this up because you've been going for.
Hold on. I'm just gonna tackle you real. Ooh.
This is why he's not allowed to have an opinion because he doesn't do it right.
I don't need to do. Only beta males play football now.
No, I meant
Ooh.
ASMR.
Oh,
not
right.
football.
Your boy Ryan here. He has a point.
Only.
Good thing he added the now at the end. Okay.
Now.
He added
yeah,
the now at the end.
Now. Well, he means now.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then why doesn't SoFi play
Explain.
football right now?
No.
Explain
so
beta
old,
to
man.
me.
Who doesn't know what beta means?
Obviously, I'm asking. I forget things.
Well,
Am I the youngest here on the podcast?
you are 100% the youngest on this podcast, you freaking bald freak.
That is bizarre. I'm usually the oldest in everything.
No.
That's because when you go date people at middle school. Jesus, man.
Jeez. Well, again, prosecutors. This is all false. I want nothing to do with this. Beta males like guys today. They're just kind of.
Oh,
Look,
you mean like
look,
the
Jamie,
what's
a
it
beta
called?
male.
Yeah.
So
Metrosexuals?
you got to think of alpha males are alphas. Beta males
Gotcha.
take a backseat to the alpha females.
So like
Do you
a
know
beta fish.
the whole chart, the Stacys, the Chads.
Yeah. So he's basically a pussy, is what he's trying to
Okay,
say.
so they're all metrosexual homos.
Wow.
Jesus Christ!
I want to know how many
I
fucking
went
copyright-
far. Jesus!
How many copyright strikes are we getting on this fucking thing?
Oh my
Greg, you want me to go pull a gun out or something?
I'm going to do all this hard work tonight and have all this fun. We're going to get all take. Look, Stovepipe's fucking 3 sheets to the wind. How many glasses of alcohol have you had?
I'm fine.
I'd much
It's
rather
fine.
be in
He's
stovepipe.
yelling at the computer
third.
screen now.
It's my third now.
Hey,
Third
listen,
on the show.
listen, I downloaded a Call of Duty beta today. I have
Yeah,
to.
I bet you are Call
I
of
have
Duty
to-
Wife
beta.
went grocery shopping and then had to pre-order a game.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Oh, make sure the code's on the receipt. Yeah, I'm not stupid.
Listen,
I've done this before.
this is what you do. You're off. You do things.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go, I
All right. Ciao.
I have to do this one more time.
Oh my God.
I'm never going to get tired of it.
That really should be.
The barking, so it sounds really do make that.
Michael, you know what you should do? That should start being your little short background. Instead of the Sasquatch, it should be him dancing and whatever topic.
Ryan says he needs some whiskey. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't drink the alcohols anymore.
Well,
Ryan,
that's
just so
because
you know, there's not enough whiskey with enough proof to get that out of your mind.
No.
I have a whole bottle of vodka from Costco we could tear into. It's keto friendly.
That's basically Grey Goose.
Well, isn't all vodka keto friendly?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
it is if you mix it with a spritzer.
Oh, jeez, no. I'm going to talk about beta males. I don't drink fucking spritzers.
Well, I'm a.
Could we do
I'm
ASMR
a
while we?
feminist.
Could we do ASMR while we drink the spritzers?
Why don't you just why don't you mix it with bubbly, dumbass?
We do.
Listen, there's no.
That's what I do. I
there's-
said spritzer.
There's no reason to call people names.
Bro, just take some vodka, mix it with some bubbly, you're good.
Stovepipe. Look at stovepipe.
Right.
Stovepipe is sleeping.
No. I know that you mentioned something about conspiracies, and I know you did a conspiracy
Yes,
podcast. Like
one of my
fucking
favorite
couple
Yeah,
weeks
that
ago.
was 2 weeks ago, sir.
We
Helen
need another
Keller-
one.
Helen Keller is a fraud. The whole
Damn!
Sell me. Sell me.
Talk to me.
Wait,
You can't
I
tell
want
me-
some more shots.
that the blind and deaf person is the like
You're losing me.
percentage chance that they actually live is like below 1%, and they're a
Well,
functional
what do you say?
member.
She
of
had people
society.
helping her though.
She shared the same views as the person who was helping her the whole time.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing that's your outlet to the world.
Yeah,
This is
Scam.
the worst theory
It's a
I've
fucking
ever
scam.
heard.
So wait, she was saying that she was getting fed some bullshit.
the world
She was the
being
bullshit.
fed bullshit through
I
her
was
handler.
like, she was the bullshit.
She was the bullshit.
She was the bullshit.
God, I really wish.
Well,
Fucking true.
we could do ASMR with the side of Helen Keller next week.
What?
Here's what we do. Can we do
Wait,
conspiracy theory?
does Helen Keller do ASMR? Like when she just like just
Oh,
randomly?
Come on, boy.
No, the
Jesus
problem
Christ.
is that you have to wear headphones to make sure it sounds right. So
That's an offensive to deaf people.
but
Goddamn
I
it!
like Brian's point. I think we should do ASMR shots.
Look at Lokami. How could a deaf? How could a blind and deaf person write?
I don't know, but they try to fill out welfare checks all the goddamn time.
God damn, where are we? I want to know how for the last 40 minutes we went way off course.
Out of the game, and Juliana goes, "What are they talking about?" I said, "Somebody's eating penguins," and I'm
No,
not
no,
happy.
we're hiring penguins eating
We're
pickles.
hiring.
No,
Remember
remember penguins taste like roasted duck.
That's what
Yeah.
I've heard.
I can't even believe somebody would have the audacity to eat
I mean, if it's
beautiful.
all I had to
penguin.
eat, if it's all I had to eat,
Stop
I'd
it,
eat a
Ryan. You
penguin.
don't love it. You've never.
Wait,
had
you're telling me you would die so a penguin can live?
Yes, I'm a vegetarian.
penguin's getting its fucking head cut off. I'm drinking its
Bro,
blood, and I'm
we're
eating the
doing a
fucking thing.
rotisserie. We're having rotisserie penguins.
Rotisserie, I'm ripping its wings off.
No, I'm pescatarian. So what I would do is I would take the fish out of the penguin's stomach,
No.
let him eat. The
Here's what I
penguin,
do.
and I'll eat the
Here's what I do.
fish.
Penguin, you're gonna die. I'm doing ASMR with your blood.
Salty, like soy sauce.
You would go against your wife and eat
Oh.
a penguin?
If I'm about to
Wait,
die,
hold on. Wait a minute. Who's gonna cook the penguin?
I'll cook. I'm
I'll
fine.
cook it for you. I'll cook it for you.
Now I love how off track we got. Penguins are sea ducks.
Okay.
Who said that?
Your boy Lokami.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm never eating a penguin. No, I mean, like I said, if I'm in somehow in Antarctica and there's nothing between me and I'm eating the fucking penguin. What else am I gonna eat?
I
Snow?
would
I'd eat a
divorce
fucking
you if you
pig.
ate a penguin. We should die together.
I'd go to a fucking penguin store right now and eat a goddamn penguin.
Where are
Hey,
there
so-
Penguin
where are there penguin stores? This isn't Best Buy.
At the Dolphinarium. They kill fucking
Dolphin-
animals over there all the time.
Dolphinarium?
Oh, you mean the one in
The
Scottsdale?
one that
No,
killed
that's-
5 dolphins in one summer.
I remember that. Well, you
Yeah,
bring
I
dolphins
was
to
They
the
have
desert.
dolphins in
I'm not saying-
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I got in trouble on Yelp because I was trashing the business, and I was told since I hadn't been there, I wasn't allowed to trash.
First
it.
of all, why are you bringing penguins to 130
No,
degree
dolphins.
temperature? Dolphins to 100.
Is Wagyu
Wagyu
penguin a
penguin
thing?
Ryan,
They have a lot
you
of
said you
fat.
wouldn't
Sure,
eat a
they have a
penguin
good
if it
bacon.
was a
Yeah, I
Wagyu
agree.
penguin,
I
would you
agree
eat
with
it?
Lokami here. They probably do have a great bacon cut because there's so much fat.
This conversation, I'm getting PETA. That's it.
Fuck PETA.
I'm gonna tag PETA in this.
Can you
and-
imagine the penguin tenderloin? How marbled that's
Oh,
gonna be?
right on the.
Well, you
Push
are
ribeye.
Asian. You eat dogs, don't you?
Hell yeah.
That's why there's no
Wow.
dog. Why do you think I got one? We're stuffing him up.
Are you gonna eat Benjamin Franklin if it came to that? Whatever your dog's name is.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Theodore Roosevelt Graham. Yes,
Graham.
he is.
Graham, that's right.
He's our apocalypse meal.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah. When shit hits, when the climate
That's
wars
good.
happen,
I
that's what you
didn't
eat.
know.
You save your
I
dog
didn't
for your
know.
food. Yeah.
Every
Good
day,
pepper shit right there.
every day I massage mayonnaise into him so get a little bit more fat.
Butter.
You
Butter.
make a better meal than that dog.
Oh, Tim would be a juicy meal. PETA kills dogs.
I
Yes,
can
they do.
imagine it would look like what your mom put on those
Yes.
sticks.
You
at
know
the birthday
what?
party.
That's a good idea, Ryan, for the
Delicious.
next show.
What?
People eating tasty animals.
Oof, I'm gonna have to bounce on that. I can't do it.
We can do ASMR. We got to do a whole
How about I
ASMR
do an
segment.
ASMR in the background while you talk about eating? I can't.
We're gonna
I
talk-
can't.
We're going to talk about eating animals and dogs,
can't.
and cats.
I can't.
just
Horses.
remember, your husband and your daughter ate all of those skewers.
Pork. Yeah, I don't know if that
Well,
was
Let
really.
me tell you a story. I am the vegetarian who makes the Thanksgiving turkey. I make my daughter a steak every weekend. I have no problem with people eating meat. I just can't do it. And I don't like to hear about,
You don't eat no meat.
I don't like to hear that's okay. I'll make lamb. I don't
Greg,
like-
I'm so sorry for your sex life.
She don't
Wow.
like meat.
You want to tell him? Or should I?
Listen, I'm.
We sleep in separate bedrooms in twin beds. Whatever works.
ASMR crispy fried chicken. I like that.
That would actually
Hold on.
probably
Hold on.
be-
Hold on. I got it.
I'm gonna dip this in the ranch
I can't eat fried chicken
right now.
because it's on YouTube.
And you do the smacking.
Ooh, a crisp.
There is this one lady that just chews gum heavily into the microphone, and people love it. It's disgusting.
That's Stove's pipe kind of girl right there.
Chomping on the
Bro,
gum.
If it's making money, go for it.
Well, these people actually, the one that
Sure,
is loud and
you can market
obnoxious
it.
has.
It's a marketable skill.
I got to figure out a skill. I got a TikTok page with followers, but I've never posted anything. Who the hell wants to see my stuff? What
You
do I
gotta do
have?
a dance, apparently.
Yeah.
What?
Do a dance.
Do a dance.
Hold
I
on.
can't dance like
Oh,
Tim. Let me show me what I should do.
No.
What you
Let me
do?
see it. I forgot already.
What you need to
does it
do
look
is
like?
you need to. And he knows it. He goes, "This is the worst mistake I ever made in my fucking life. Was getting Greg this video."
What I particularly like
It's
is
love,
that
though.
video could be used for ASMR. Did you hear his keys jiggling?
I did. Well, I heard seal noises first.
Well, and the keys jiggling. So some people would find that therapeutic.
What am I supposed to do with you?
Love her and cherish her.
I'm talking to Filipino
He's
meatball.
your comedic relief. I really feel like he brings something to the podcast. So let's not
Who?
make him cry.
No, Tim?
Yeah.
He knows he's loved, I think.
I don't want to do the podcast every week. Don't hold me to it. Said he's on 17
And
now.
we're going almost to 3 hours when we said 2.
I
but,
get. I got threatened.
You did get threatened.
I'm
I
not
told you
fucking
not to talk
surprised.
about that in public.
You did get threatened.
Told you not to say anything, Tim. Our conversation at that water park was between you and me.
I think Stovepipe's drunk.
I'm not drunk.
He got Ivar.
I missed Ivar too.
You know
I missed
what?
Ivar. I missed
You know
the
what?
Pepper.
Stovepipe, if you're
I'll
not
bring it
drunk,
back.
go drive by a police station.
Go
Let's
drive
see if
home.
you-
Okay.
Let's go see if you get that DUI.
That's
Prohibited
nice.
possessive.
If you can see Stovepipe, his head is right on top of the Sasquatch's new
Logo.
lower region.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute. No, other way.
No, this
Gotta
is
go the
it.
other-
Right here, I see it.
No, he sees it.
Oh,
I don't know where you're going.
I don't know where you're
Oh,
going.
You're going fucking.
I said the other way. Or the other way. This way?
Jesus Christ.
All right, forget
Okay,
it.
I
You're
think that-
left. You're left.
You're left, you fucking whiskey drinking
Hey,
fool.
correct.
Well, you did need a drunk to drink whiskey, and Tanner couldn't. I mean,
Yeah, I feel bad for
Whiskey
him.
Banger couldn't make
I
it.
feel bad for. I hope his house isn't on fire. I know.
Well, if it would, Ryan would be there putting the fire out. He's still listening.
That's a good point. All right.
All right. Well,
I think we've had
it's
enough
been
of
a
this.
pleasure. I had to pee since I got home.
Okay. I'm glad you stole the show. That was so awesome.
Are you gonna put that on your ASMR TikTok?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, me peeing?
Tinkle, tinkle.
All right, boys. See you later.
Bye,
Jesus.
Gene.
This is why you don't let women take over a microphone.
Wow.
I heard that.
Just saying. Just saying. All right. I think Filipino Meatball's ready to fall asleep, and this guy, fucking Stovepipe's going to go fall into his lake because he can't see straight. We did have a great podcast today, though. It was a great conversation for like a third of the show, and then we just went way off the fucking rails. It was fun. I have fun with these things. Thank you for
So
everybody
now-
who showed up.
So now we know Whiskey Banger is the one that keeps this shit together.
Oh, 100%. That military, like, focus.
We'll just go.
Yeah, he's got the focus, but it was fun. Stovepipe, thanks again for being a last minute intro.
When are we doing the business podcast?
We're going to do a business, but I got to interview.
Let's
I'm
talk
gonna do a business.
business.
I don't know what we're going to talk about. It'll be like a 3-minute conversation. How's your business going?
Failure
You don't want to
over and
know.
over and over again.
Kind of went into some detail today.
We need to
tonight.
do a conspiracy theories, a second one, and bring Stovepipe on, and let him go more into about his Helen Keller.
Helen
fetish.
Keller, why
Research
she's
to
because
Helen
she's
Keller
deaf
being
and
a
blind.
fraud.
She can't write things on a wall. I don't know what the fuck he's done. I would love to do a conspiracy number 2.
I
don't know.
I'm
Stovepipe?
only on for Helen Keller and MK Ultra. Those are the only two.
Okay,
And
we talked.
Operation Paperclip.
We did talk about MK
We
Ultra.
did kind of talk about that. But we didn't get into too much detail, but that was a good one. That was a good show. That was actually one of our most watched shows.
Your boy, who's that? It's not
Who?
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
You want to
Is
do
it
one about?
the Unabomber?
Is that Ted Kaczynski?
I think so.
I think so. Could we do an ASMR conspiracy theory?
Tell me about the towers.
Yeah.
Tell me about the chemicals you put in the bomb. Please.
All right, we're losing people. We're losing people. All right, it's late. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Everybody in the comments, the usual people. Ryan Lokami 2A is my new favorite person on here. You guys are awesome. Please come back for any future episodes. The usual people, Greg, Diana, Kimmy showed up tonight. It was awesome. My boy Frankie, Matthew, of course, the wife and child who listened in.
Abomination AJ.
Abomination AJ. Awesome. Listen, I want to give another shout out to Abomination AJ for doing the awesome artwork that he gave me. I have a busy day tomorrow of re-editing and re-putting stuff back up on YouTube. So appreciate that. Awesome work. Follow him on Twitter and then follow him on YouTube. Subscribe. Abomination AJ is his channel. I want everybody to like, subscribe, smash the freaking bell so you know when I'm coming on. Liking the videos helps a lot because it gets us seen. We're also on Rumble, Facebook Live, and we're also on Twitter Live. So I'm just expanding this empire. It's not an empire. It really isn't. But I got to tell myself it is. Again, Stovepipe, again, always a pleasure. You're welcome anytime, buddy. Appreciate you coming on. Say hello. Give my boy Ivar a hug for me.
Boy!
God damn it.
Here we go with the screaming again. Make sure you finish that and don't go driving, or if you do, then don't call me when
I'm
you get
not
arrested.
driving. I'm not fucking drunk. Fuck you.
Go drive.
What a bitch.
Meatball. I'm sorry I kept you on so long, Meatball. But it was fun. Thanks again, and I will talk to everybody next Friday. Thank you.